All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam dan bahagia.
Salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam dan bahagia.
And best wishes to all of us. We delighted to welcome you to the third International Conference on Technology, Education and Science InCoTES 2021, hosted by the Institute of Research, Development and Community Service, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Indonesia. It's been a great honor for me, Epsilon Septiarini, to be your master of ceremony for this event. On this occasion, please allow me to use two languages, Bahasa and English. Ladies and gentlemen, the main agendas of our events are opening and pray, sing Indonesia Raya and Tamansiswa hymn, remarks, opening speech, plenary session, question and answer, giving token of appreciation by virtual, photo session, parallel discussion, and will be divided into 5 Zoom meeting rooms and closing. First of all, let's say thanks to God who has given us guidance, happiness, health, and mercy so we can attend and participate in this special event without any obstacles. And before we come to the main session, let us start this by praying first, so the event that we will hold on this day will run well without any obstacles at all. Pray based on individual belief begins. Done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you again to the third InCoTES 2021 run by the Institute of Research, Development and Community Services, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. The Institute of Research, Development and Community Service, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Yogyakarta has nurtured the virtuous culture of collective values and global collaborative researchers. The conference aims to establish opportunities on professional development, on research and community services globally, capture on its conference theme, lesson learned on science and technology advancement in new normal. InCoTES is associated to the online Tamansiswa International Journal on Education and Science, as well as the InCoTES proceedings for the paper's publication. It is an honor to me to introduce and welcome the guests at our screen, Professor Dr. Haji Pardimin, M.Pd, PhD as a Rector of Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Associated Professor Professional Technologist Dr. Muhammad Hisbany, Muhammad Hashim from Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Good morning, Prof.
Hadirin dipersilakan untuk menempati tempat duduk yang telah disediakan.
Dr. Babul Salam, KSM Kader Ibrahim from Convertry, University, United Kingdom. Dr. Muhammad Irfan, M.Pd from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Dr. Imam Ghazali, MSc, as Vice Rector of Academic Affairs of UST. Mrs. Teresia Laksmi Widyarini, S.Pd, M.Hum, as moderator for our plenary and Q&A session today, and also to all lovely presenters and participants of the third International Conference on Technology, Education and Science. Ladies and gentlemen, for a brief moment, we would like to invite you to sing Indonesian anthem, Indonesia Raya and Tamansiswa hymn.
Indonesia bersatu.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the opening remarks from the committee chairman of the Third International Conference of Technology, Education and Science 2021. Please welcome Mr. Didi Supriyadi, M.Pd. The screen is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning everyone, salam dan bahagia.
Salam.
The Honorable Director of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Profesor Hashim, Ph.D., the Vice Rectors of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Bapak Dr. Imam Ghazali, MSc, Ibu Tris Harsiwi, M.Pd, Bapak Dr. Andes Widodo Budi, MSc, and Ibu Yuyun Yulia, PhD, the Head of Institute of Research, Development, and Community Service, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Ibu Dr. Siti Rohmiati, M.Pd, the plenary speakers at this international conference, Dr. Babul Salam, KSM Kader Ibrahim from Convertry University, United Kingdom, the second, Associate Professor Teknologi Dr. Muhammad Hisbany Muhammad Hashim from Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, and Dr. Muhammad Irfan, M.Pd. from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Indonesia. The Honorable all selected presenters and all participants, on behalf of committee, we are proud to thank and welcome you to the Third International Conference on Technology, Education and Sciences InCoTES 2021. We also would like to inform you that the InCoTES 2021 has been attended by more than 150 participants consisting of researchers, lecturers, students, and education practitioners. And the theme for the InCoTES 2021 is Lesson Learned on Science and Technology Advancement in New Normal, which is relevant to our situation nowadays. InCoTES is linked to the online Tamansiswa International Journal on Education and Science, or TCHS, for publishing on October 2021. And the selected papers will be peer-reviewed by international editors. Finally, we encourage you and your colleagues to join our fourth InCoTES in 2022, as your presence will be valuable on the research development. We hope you enjoy this conference. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam.
Salam. Thank you, Mr. Didi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the welcome speech delivered by the head of the Institute of Research, Development and Community Service, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Dr. Siti Rohmiati, M.Pd. Dr. Siti Rohmiati, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam dan bahagia.
Salam.
The Honorable, the Rector of the Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Profesor Dr. Andes Haji Ki Pardimin, M.Pd, PhD, the Vice Rectors of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, thank you, Mr. Imam Ghazali, Mrs. Trisarsiwi, Mr. Widodo Budi, and Mrs. Yuyun Julia, thank you. The plenary speakers at this international conference, Dr. Babul Salam Kader Ibrahim from Convertry University, United Kingdom, Associated Professor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Hisbany Hashim from Universiti Teknologi, Malaysia, and my friend, Mr. Dr. Muhammad Irfan, M.Pd, from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Indonesia, and the committee and all selected presenters, participants especially, and from Universitas Tamansiswa Padang, good morning, from Universitas Tamansiswa Palembang, and from Universitas STIA Jaya Negara Tamansiswa Malang, and all participants. Welcome to the third International Conference on Technology, Education and Sciences, InCoTES 2021, organized by the Institute of Research, Development and Community Service, LP3M, Lembaga Penelitian, Pengembangan dan Pengabdian pada Masyarakat, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, for supporting the research dissemination. LP3M, Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, has a long-standing commitment to research and community service. The number of research nowadays has increased significantly, and InCoTES provides unique opportunities in networking and joint research. This year, more collaborative research between lecturers, students, and education practitioners were done in Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa. I really encourage you to build knowledge, share ideas, and strengthen your networking in research and community service. Finally, I would like to invite Mr. Dr. Imam Ghazali, MSc, Vice Rector of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, to open the International Conference on Technology, Education and Sciences. I will all InCoTES participants get productive experience and have a nice conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam.
Salam. Thank you so much, Ibu Ati.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the welcome speech given by the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, Dr. Imam Ghazali MSc, and on behalf of the Rector of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa to open this conference. Dr. Imam Ghazali, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Bu Lantri. Respectable Vice Rectors of UST, Ibu Trisarsiwi, Pak Widodo and Bu Yun, the respectable Director of the Institute of Research and Community Service of UST, Dr. Siti Rohmiati M.Pd, and all the staff members, the honorable plenary speakers, Dr. Babul Salam, PSM, Kader Ibrahim from Convertry University, United Kingdom, the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Hisbany Muhammad Hashim from Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, and also my dear brother Dr. Muhammad Irfan M.Pd from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, the Honorable paper presenters and all participants of this prestigious seminars, ladies and gentlemen, let me greet you from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and salam dan bahagia.
Salam.
First of all, I would like to welcome you to our virtual campus of UST, where we will discuss education issues in this COVID-19 pandemic in the third International Conference on Technology and Education and Science, or InCoTES 2021. Secondly, allow me to inform you that due to some reasons, Professor Martimin M.Pd, Director of UST, cannot be with us. That's why I'm here to represent him. The honorable plenary speakers, paper presenters, and all participants of this third International Conference on Technology, Education, and Science, consistent with one of the university missions, which is developing sciences and technology through research and development, the Institute of Research, Development, and Community Service of UST, on behalf of the Institute, of UST, periodically hold the seminar to accommodate sharing and dissemination of the advancement of the current important education issues, mainly those which constitute the research outcomes or other critical studies over there. We all do hope that discussions developed in this forum of InCoTES offers worth it and alternative ideas, motivations on professional development, on research and community services to enhance the welfare of the society over there. By reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I declare this third International Conference on Technology, Education, and Science 2021 open. We strongly encourage you to take as much benefit as you can from this conference, and we wish you a fruitful discussion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Imam Ghazali.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now continuing our next agenda, that is to hear the keynote speeches, which will be delivered by Associate Professor Professional Technologist Dr. Muhammad Hisbany Muhammad Hashim from Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, Dr. Muhammad Irfan M.Pd from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Indonesia, and Dr. Babul Salam KSM Kader Ibrahim from Convertry, University, United Kingdom. And also with Mrs. Teresia Laksmi Widyarini, M.Hum as the moderator. So, ladies and gentlemen, for your information, if you have any question, please raise your hand or please text on chat box, and it will be chosen by our moderators. All right, Mrs. Teresia Laksmi, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bu Lantri. Is my audio okay?
Okay, very good.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, dear participants, and also good morning, dear panelists. It's been a great honor to have you all here in our third International Conference on Technology, Education, and Science. And I'm Laksmi Vidyarini, and I'm very delighted to be the moderator of this plenary session and meet you all here. Okay, Bapak and Ibu, before we start the session, I would like to inform some housekeeping rules, although it has been mentioned by Bulandri during the plenary session. So again, please turn off your microphone and manage your video camera when a panelist or an audience is speaking. During the panelist presentations, you can ask questions by typing it in the chat box, and the panelists will address your questions after their presentation. So again, after each panelist finished their presentation, we will continue with the questions and answer session. Okay, and then, but of course, during the question and answer session, you can directly ask questions by pressing the raise hand button and then turning on your microphone and video camera. And our committee will help to pin your video camera so that it appears in the main monitor. Okay, well, three panelists have been here with us. The first panelist is Associate Professor, Professional Technologies, Dr. Muhammad Hisbany Muhammad Hashim. Good morning, Professor.
Morning.
Okay, he's from Universiti Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. The second panelist is Dr. Muhammad Irfan, Magister Pendidikan from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Indonesia. Selamat pagi, Pak Irfan.
Selamat pagi, Bu Laksmi.
It's nice to see you here in this online conference.
Thank you too.
And then the third panelist is Dr. Babul Salam KSM Kader Ibrahim from Convertry University, United Kingdom. Good morning, Professor. I hope you have been able to join with us this morning. Although in your place, it will be very, very early in the morning. Okay. Bapak, Ibu, and fellow audience, the plenary session will be started with the presentation of our first panelist, Professor Hisbany. Allow me to read first his summarized bio because he has sent us quite extensive resume. Yeah? His academic qualification is PhD in Civil Engineering, earned in 2010. He's a member of the Faculty of Civil Engineering, Universiti Teknologi Mara, Salam, Selangor, Malaysia. He has been teaching and supervising in undergraduate and postgraduate departments, and he has also involved in quite a number of research. Professor Hisbany is also a member of International Engineering and Technology Institute and Technological Association of Malaysia. He has published extensive papers in Scopus Index journals and conferences. He also involved in various research grants, and the latest is as the leader of the research grant in burst pressure strength characterization. His research interests and field of expertise include structural repair, strengthening with FRP, self-compacting fiber reinforced concrete, wind engineering, offshore engineering, marine engineering, and mobile bridge. Today, Professor Hisbany, in more or less 30 minutes, Professor, will share his thought in lesson learned in technology advancement in new normal pendulum. Okay, so without further ado, dear participant, Professor Hisbany, the screen is yours, Professor.
Thank you, Miss Moderator. I don't know what happened to. Is it my system or I hear some echoes? Is it mine?
Everything is okay now, Prof.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, Prof, but still list of your files.
Yeah, that's why I'm using two PC in my house right now, because I want to see the delay.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
I cannot see my slide. Yeah, what happened to my slide?
Okay, probably you could send the files of your presentation in the chat box, Prof, and then we will help you to play the slideshow.
Oh, okay. Try to do that. Will not. What happened to my screen now? Nothing is working now.
My apology to interrupt. Prof, you can send me your PowerPoint via WhatsApp. That's fine.
WhatsApp. Okay, I do that. WhatsApp.
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's all right. Thank you. Sorry.
Yes, I think you can also try to stop share first, Professor.
Hold on, hold on. Oh my God. Now can go back to the screen. My full screen.
Okay, please wait, Bapak and Ibu. The committee is helping Professor Hisbany in dealing with his files for his presentation. Yeah, okay, everything seems okay, Prof. Are you ready with the presentation, Prof? Your microphone is still muted.
Unmute myself and
Yes.
my video. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay,
clearly.
but not the video. Okay, with the video. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
Why is not presenting? Okay, you can see the full screen now.
yes,
Okay,
the first
that's
page.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank God.
Good
That's
luck, Professor.
There's a problem with I hope you can hear me clearly. Okay. First of all, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you and good morning to all of you. And thank you to UST for inviting me again here to this event. And then the title of my presentation is Lesson Learned on Technology Advancement in New Normal, and then a pendulum. So we'll talk about a pendulum later on. So again, as produced by our Madam host, I'm Mohd Hisbany. So salam and bahagia to all of you. Okay, so this is the outline of the presentation. Short introduction of UITM, what it is, and then short introduction of myself, a bit of my research, and then I'm going to what is the technology, and then talk about what is RI 4.0, why it's relevant to our talk today, and why it matters, and then I go a bit on the pendulum technology. Does it improve our life, or does not, or where we are supposed to go from here? Just stay where we are right now, especially after this COVID, or we go forward, move forward to a new life, new area, new event, or we just going back to what we had before and live as what we have. And then I will conclude with where should we move on the string of the pendulum. So that's my talk. So it's a bit of UITM. Actually, we have produced about almost 1 million graduates from our inception in 1967. And then at the moment, we have normally our enrollment is about 170,000 for every year. And then we have around 18,000 staff all over the country. We have 13 states, and I'm talking about the whole country because it's not only Salam, but it's all states in Malaysia. There are 13 states, and there are 35 campuses of UITM with all kinds of programs. There are 404 programs from diploma until highest level PhD, as well as professional courses like accountancy, ACCA, something like that. And then for the staff, there are about 9,000 for the 18,000 staff. So there are about 9,000 academic staff that is serving UITM. So this is where we are trying to move forward, where we are. The unleashing potential of shaping the future is our motto. So that's what we are trying to drive, to be on top of research ranking of universities. Okay. So my research, again, my interest, and that is 3R, is rehabilitation, repair, and retrofitting. It's just my small group of research group where we are involved in consultation, research with regards to rehabilitation, repair, and retrofitting. So these are the 6 items of my current research. So as mentioned earlier by our Madam Chairman. Okay, so I graduated from my degree, just about my academic background, from US long time ago, and then I did my PhD and masters at UTM Malaysia. Okay, my work is all on fiber. So these are some of the topics that my PhD students are doing right now. So I'm working with fiber versus polymer. I'm working with self-contained concrete. Maybe we don't have that many engineers inside here, so you might not know about that much. Okay, I'm working with all kinds, just in structure related to civil engineering, marine structures, offshore structures in the sea, something like that. Okay, these are about my research area. Okay, so what is technology? So some definition. So there are so many definitions. I just take one from Dictionary of Cambridge. So it can be a process, it can method, knowledge, and talking about new machine, talking about new equipment, talking about new way of life. So basically that is what technology is all about. Okay, and then there's one thing we are talking about COVID-19. So maybe we don't like Vladimir Lenin. Just look at what he tried to say. So he said something like this: there are decades where nothing happens. There's nothing happens. We just keep quiet. No pandemic, no war, something like that. But there are weeks where decades happen. So that's what happened to COVID after December 2019 until now. We have been struggling with. Okay. So nothing happened for so long, and then suddenly within a week, within a few moments, so something big happened. So that's what we are facing now until today for the last 2 years. We cannot go out. We cannot go shopping. We cannot go to the mosque. We cannot go to class. We have to stay home all the time. So in Malaysia, we're still doing that at the moment. And now we start to release something. We are going to go out. We can dine out. We can go to the movies, something like that. Okay. Okay, so that's where we are now. So we are right here now after COVID. So the question is it now or is it normal? Is it new normal, or should we move forward? Should we go back, as I said earlier? So we are trying to adapt to new things now. So you might see a lot of computers at the home or office. You might see your kids working at home. You might be teaching yourself, might be teaching at home, working at home, and somebody is trying to use some cane to discipline their kids to focus on the study. So something like that. That's what happened now. Okay. And then you may see, this one you may see a lot of computers, a lot of works being carried out. You may also see lots of empty space, empty chairs here. It's only computers. So someone is going somewhere, not listening to the lectures or not doing the work, something like that. That's what happened. Okay. So I was actually in Yogyakarta at UST in sometime 2009 for this talk. I was delivering the talk to Teknik Sipil in 2009. That's face to face, I can find. So, and then in early this year, I was involved in your accreditation program on the Teknik Sipil program. So, but it's online. So we changed. And now today, we are doing this program. Again, we are changing to different situation, different normal to a new normal now. So we have to adapt, we have to transform due to changes that's happening, like what Lenin said. I'm not promoting Lenin, so don't worry about that. I'm just saying about what he says. Okay, so that was what happened. Okay, so why 4.0 is relevant to us? Because what is Industry 4.0? I think we have been seeing this a lot. People have been talking about I 4.0. I hope I'm not going that fast. Okay. The first revolution is about machine. So we invent machine, and then the second revolution is about producing something, producing some like electrical equipment as a mass production. So in mass, so to produce many, and then we start in third revolution. We start looking at automated production. So we're trying to mechanize things. We don't need many people anymore. Okay, it's a line product. Line products like our cars, how we produce cars. That is what we call automatic production. And then now we are in the fourth revolution. Now we have a new revolution now. So we have not gone to that more. We're still talking about fourth revolution. So we are talking about cyber physical systems. So we have Internet of the Things. We have this cloud, everything like that. We have machine learning. So that's where we are now. That is the new technology now. So that's how we evolve from first revolution until the fourth revolution. So this matters because why? Because that's where we are now. That is how we live now. Okay, that's what matters. So the three main component of I 4.0 is the physical system, the Internet of Things, and the cloud. I think everybody knows about this thing now because not only we knows about it, but we are in it now. We are in it. Okay, so it's very important because technology is expected to change how we live, how we work, and how we communicate. And also expected to change the things we value. So there's so many things that we value. We value life, we value our jobs, we value our any kind of thing. And then we value it now and we value it in the future as well. Okay. So if you look at just one examples of how we move forward in technology, I 4.0 is smart building. I'm talking about engineering, just engineering. So how we adapt to this wider situation. So we can have a position where we check our building. Like what we do medical checkup. So how healthy is our building? We can check that one. We can check the indoor quality. So we can check the neuron building of this one, the wiring inside the building, and then how we can adapt to health situation. Maybe we can, like for example, we don't touch our electrical appliance anymore. The power point, we just sensors, something like that. So that's how we should adapt. How we should move forward, and it is happening now actually. Okay. So why we need to adopt to all this digital transformation? Because economic growth is good for the country, good for people, good for the country. If it's good for the country, it's good for the people. Okay, and then it's increased our happiness index. We're happy with it. We are comfortable with it, and then it can create innovation. That's very important of our innovation. because there's so many. If you look at disrupting, because this pandemic is one big disruptor. Normally, before this, we talk Grab, we talk about Alibaba, and then etc. We talk about Panda, we talk about Gojek, how they disrupt the existing system, how they make use of online system to disrupt our daily life. So we don't have to use taxi anymore. We use Grab now, and then the same thing about food. We go to the market. We don't go to the restaurant. We just call something like that. But now this pandemic is giving us bigger disruption. So we have to move forward. We have to look for new opportunity, because otherwise we'll be working like look at this handphone. Many is back, so we use this telephone, but now we're changing to this one is still these pictures like old phone. Now we have iPhone, better. Okay. So the panel of technology. Okay, let's do panel of technology. Okay, technology has been tremendous. There's so many change in last 20, 30 years, in anywhere in the world, in my country, Malaysia, your country. So there's internet. The internet is changing our life. It's also not only on the digital. We are talking about the internet because digital transformation, but there's also change in machine, equipment, and materials. But that one is there's change in machine, there's change in equipment, there's a change in materials, new things. But we need to relate it to digital. That's how we should move forward. And then we can see the change in e-commerce, online shopping, as I said earlier. And then there's also issues when we have benefit, we have good things. There's an issue which is access to technology. Who can access? How many people can access? And then maybe we also need some regulation in every country. So Korea, Singapore have been using that as part of their national strategy. So as again, as I said, the World Wide Web is giving a lot of benefits, and if people like it, we say it's good. But there's one question that we should have in mind: ask ourselves, ask the country, as the people, does it reduce socioeconomic disparity? Higher income, low income people. Okay. So we need to have better life. We need to have better citizen. We need to serve people better. That's what we need from technologies. Okay, that's what we need. If it doesn't give us that, it's no use. No use to have this kind of thing. Okay. Okay. So what is the technology? Is it only for the new generation, the young people, the Gen Z people? No, it should be for all people. So there are 4 things requirement that we need. It should be seamless, should be omni, accessible, and tailored. Seamless meaning that it's everywhere we can access it. Omni meaning that for all, we should be able to access everything. Everybody can access, and then accessible for all people. Anyone should be able to access the system, the digital, the internet, everything. And then it should be tailored to our requirement. So I may need certain requirement. You may need different requirement. This university may need requirement. This industry may need different requirement. So we should tailor to the people, the system, the country, whatever it is. So this is how at our university, this is how we tailor it to our education. We call it Education 5.0, a learning centered ecosystem that we call it, and we make use of technology. We make use of technology. That's how we respond to Gen Z demand with regards to technology. So this one example, okay? Because it's about our students to make use of their devices to enhance their learning. That's about that is digital world with regards to education. One example, okay? And then there's one issue, in my country about that. I'm not sure about other countries, because we buy equipment, we buy things, handphone, but we are not developer of content. That's a problem. We buy software, but we're not yet become the content developers, which is very more important, where we can make more money. We can have better economic growth. So that's one issue. This is just just issue that we need to think about. Okay, and then the improvement of livelihood. So there is a sense of anxiety and pessimism on the ability of technology either can give us better world or not. So there is the anxiety now. There is the pessimism. There is the thinking. Okay. So the 3 questions that we should ask: can technology create global equality? And then can technology lead us to better life, or technology controlling us, or we control technology? The other way around. Okay. So if you look at this 2019, total world population own mobile phone and 65% access internet. Is it my system or?
Okay, are you using two devices, Prof?
Yeah, but I turned off the other.
Mr. Dahlia, Miss Dahlia, I think.
Sebentar juga.
Devices.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Irfan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, I'm using my. Okay, I have to change to. Okay. In 2019, again, total population, their own mobile phone, and 55% people, world population, have access to internet. This is 2019 compared to 10 years back, 5 years back. So there's a prediction that by 2070 or earlier, so 100% people will have handphone and access to internet. Invest people have money. Okay? So how technology impacting our global livelihood? So there's the issue of global inequality, digital divide issues. There's concern. So high income country will have better access compared to low income countries. So this, if you look at that's gross national income of the people. Low income is about 1,045 US dollar, and then high income is 12,700. This one I think about if you calculate to rupiah, maybe 14 juta rupiah, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I guess so 14 million rupiah, I guess. So that's how there's a divide, high income country and low income countries with regards to inequality of accessing or receiving the benefits of technology. It's not only there's a divide between countries, but within the country itself. Okay, within the cities, Jakarta or any other parts of the country in let's say in Indonesia. So there is inequality in terms of technology being access, the bandwidth, or the richer you are, you get more access. The less rich you are, you have less access. Or do you have the capability to own handphone or not, or own access to internet or not? So increase in wealth gap make people more unequal, and then question of technology, where technology reduce inequality over time and improve whole life. So let's ask some of the questions: access, inequality, and whatnot. So again, there is a disparity, there's a inequality between countries to countries, and also within the own countries, our own countries, between cities and rural areas. Like example I give here, Jakarta. Okay. Maybe there's a better in Jakarta compared to Medan, something like that. So I'm just showing you the circle is the cities that have been to Indonesia. Okay, so there will be some different these are the digital ranking in Indonesia right now. I think that's 2020, 2021. So Jakarta, of course, because as the center, to be higher compared to Semarang and the other part of Indonesia. So that's the situation now. I'm not sure about this place. This one, I'm not sure where. I think it's in between. This one is Bukit Tinggi. So those from West Sumatra, I think you should know this place. It's where my grandmother's and my grandfather hometown actually. Not my great, but grandfather and grandmother. So you can imagine, I'm here with at the third generation in Indonesia. Okay, so that is our link to Indonesia. Okay, just want to show this one. Okay, and then the second question, technology leading to better life. So again, access is very important. It's good, convenient to those have access. So now we have app WhatsApp, we have everything that we have, Telegram, WhatsApp, and whatnot. We can serve it, and then we can use it to search for restaurant, to search for hotel, order foods, like I said, buy books online. So it's how convenient it is. So it's making our life much better. But the thing is that, do you have access or not? Do you have the capability to have access or not? It's very important to ask question. Okay.
makannya turun, dikasih makan apa-apa tuh.
Okay, and then we're starting, some people started to worry when technology will improve life, especially those in the gig economy. What does it mean? Gig economy is those who are working part-time. They don't have any contract. This very important. In those working in part-time, like you are working as a Grab driver, Grab delivery, food panda, or Gojek, something like that, or e-hailing. So those people, so they start to ask questions. Because in US, about 40% people working in this environment, they don't have enough money to save, to buy houses, to pay for the children education. So they start to worry that whether the technology can give benefit to them or not. Okay, so and there's one more issue: the technology can monitor you. Our boss, our employer can monitor us with the technology. So, and then for these people or the part-time people, they start asking questions: is it worth to be monitored when you get low earn, small rewards? So another question that we need to think about in this technology. Okay, so these are just examples, some of the factors in this world, in our world now. Airbnb, you don't have to go to hotel anymore. You can just book anybody's houses through Airbnb. Okay, the last one is technology controlling us. If you look at this book by Professor Shoshana Zuboff from Harvard, so she said that we are being monitored. So there's a seven capitalism in our society now. Your data is being gathered by the system. They collect your data, they process the data, and they sell it off. They're selling us all this data, this digital firm, the major firm selling our data. That's very something that should worry. Okay, you may lose your privacy if we don't have control. We're going to be helpless participant. We may lose our jobs to AI. So AI is something good that they have capability to be like human, thinking like human, but not like human. Okay, hopefully it doesn't become human. Okay. Okay, the summary, we have not finished yet. The summary of this, what I need to say is that there's an exponential increase in positive power of technology. It's good, but cannot deviate our minds of thinking that is it good for us or not? It will give us benefit or not? So there is something that we need to think about. Okay. Okay, what is the advancement that we have? So there's a lot of advancement. Technology improve our online shopping, robotic deliveries. So that is one thing of technology. It's promote business, good for business. And then look at, there's a good business during this pandemic for supermarket, for media, telecommunication, technology retail, and bank insurance. They make a lot of money compared to other industries. Okay, so technology advances. We know that SARS happened in 2002, and same thing as COVID. People stay at home, and when we stay at home, we start using online shopping. That's what happened to China when they have SARS, when they have COVID. So it boosts e-commerce, e-shopping, good for business. Okay, whose benefit? Alibaba's benefit in China, okay, and everybody in the whole world. Okay, the technology can accelerate digital contactless payment, so we don't have to use we don't have to give money people face to face. Okay, so there might be some virus here, so we use online. So that's what we have. Payment is faster. Okay, and then remote working, so we can work from home now. We don't have to mix people. And then again, another issue is good work from home, but there's an issue of whether it's effective or not. And then because we have Zoom, we have Microsoft Teams, we have Google Meet, we have Webex and whatnot that we can use to do online teaching, which can also provide flexibility to us in working. We can work remotely, working at home, and then, but there might be issues security or privacy. Security meaning that the transaction of data that we have online. Okay, distance learning. This one what involve us at universities. So online learning is the thing now, because we become like virtual universities. We provide online education. Okay, that's just a thought that instead of going to college to get a job, students to get job. This one is meaning that they don't go to college, but they go to industries to get a job. Okay, so for us in Malaysia, we are ready with this one. So we have globalized on learning. We are ready with this one. Is the education blueprint in Malaysia, and then we are talking about innovation ecosystem. how we move forward in this in technology. Okay. And then telehealth, so we can use we can order we can interact, communicate with doctors online. Okay, now, so okay, maybe the prescription they should give it, but the consultation is online. And then online entertainment, I think is booming now. So you go to YouTube, you go to Netflix, and you go to games and whatnot. You claim it, you name it. So it's very booming now for online entertainment, especially with young people. Okay, and then we have 3D printing now. 3D printing, so we can a machine that can produce mock-ups, yeah, that like this one, okay? Like this one. You can sell, or in this one, the case of one of our campus that produce face shield, we provide it to those the frontliners. So by using this machine, that's technology. Okay, so having said about technology advancement, so there's a 5 trends. Again, COVID will inevitably provide catalysts for changes. Things will happen and move forward very quickly, and changes that will be brought will have learned to do a lot of things more efficiently and safely. So efficient, safely, quick, and change cannot be avoided because of this COVID-19. So there are 5 trends in technologies. I'm almost okay. 5 trends. AI. I think I talked about AI before. The biggest trend now, because you have to work with a mathematical algorithm to do this one. So you give a lot of things because you can do that data collection, good interpretation of data. Okay, and then robot. We use robot drones. Drone can deliver you medical your medicine. The same thing as robot. You can ask him to do that. Okay, and then this one is about cloud. But what we're using right now, we're using Zoom, we're using Microsoft Teams, we're using WebEx, and anything but cloud-based. Okay, and then 5G, our handphone, we need high speed. It's available everywhere. What we need, it should be available, should be high speed and available. It's very important, anytime. So that's how we move forward now. 5G. In fact, we start talking about in Malaysia, we're still developing. We're still at the infancy stage of 5G. And then as virtual reality, so that's how we move forward with this kind of thing. And then if you look at this Farid Zakaria, if you used to watch for CNN, you see Farid Zakaria inside solution. From his book, 10 Lessons for Post-Pandemic World, he said that it's going to be, in many aspects, a speed-up version of the world we are. So now we are really moving, but it's going to be, we are going to move forward in a speed that we cannot imagine. We have to move forward. That's how, that's what he said. Okay. So he said about, he gave 10 lessons. So what's important is life is digital. This one is globalization, is not that. So when we talk about digital, with open system, it's going to be open to whole world. But where? So I'm not going to repeat that because I will talk about it. Okay. My conclusion. Okay. Am I talking very fast? I'm not sure. Okay. Swing of the pendulum. So where we are, let's revisit of our IR, the one that I showed just now. So it's a big IR 0. We are moving towards a complex environment, complex world. Okay, the degree of complexity, the degree of problem, the problem that we need to solve is more complex. That's what we're going to face from now or from before until forward. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so what lesson learned on technology advancement, new technology, pendulum. So where we're heading? So where we're heading actually? So it's important for us to have swing the technology. Either we want to go backward, we want to stay, or you want to go back to whatever you have before pandemic, or you want to move forward. I think it's your choice. You have to make the decision. You want to be left behind, stay where you are, comfortable, happy, not doing much, going back, or we move forward to a new world, to new way. Okay. I think thanks for listening, and salam bahagia. Hopefully I'm not that too fast, Madam Chairman. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. So virtual applause, please, for our first panelist, Bapak and Ibu. Okay, thank you for sharing your thought in this pendulum of new normal. I do hope that my teaching job will not be replaced with this artificial intelligence, Prof. Then I will be jobless. Okay. Some questions have been posted in the chat box, Prof. Okay, but I think I'm going to invite the questioner himself to deliver the questions by himself. Pak Eko Santoso, could you please push the raise hand button, Bapak? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just ask the questions directly to the panelists, to Professor Hisbany, Bapak.
Okay. I would like to ask a question to Professor Hisbany. In the future, will human life be controlled by other humans through technology? Like today, in this conference, we were controlled by Zoom. That is, there will always be producer, Zoom creators and consumers, us nowadays. What is your opinion about this, Professor?
Life control by other humans, technology.
Okay, do you want to directly respond to the questions, Prof?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, please do.
Okay.
Yeah, the question has been posted in the chat box also,
Yeah,
Prof,
yeah.
if you would like to read more.
Controlled by other humans through technology. That's what happened now. That's what happened now. Sometimes it cannot be avoided. People are controlling our life, but we have to rely on this Zoom as well. Otherwise, we won't be able to interact, communicate now. You are in Yogyakarta, and maybe some of the parts of Indonesia, and I'm in Malaysia right now, my house. So I think it's inevitable. It cannot be avoided. But we have to create human. The human need to have some values, good values. Otherwise, it will become like what Prof. Charles said. The government is monitoring you. That's not the government. The big digital firms monitoring you, and then they may misuse the information. That's very dangerous. That's why we try to avoid. How to avoid? We need to have someone who can good in programming and to avoid that one. Yes. That not have some counter. You have to counter. So that's what is my response.
Yeah. Also to improve the confidentiality, Prof.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Pak Eko, have you got further questions about Pak Hisbany's response to your questions?
Yes. Thank you. I can dig it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Eko. The next questions, I think I would like to invite Pak Imam Ghazali to ask the questions himself. Bapak, could you please push the raise hand button, Bapak, so that I can pin your picture in the main monitor.
Can I just ask questions? I think
yes, Bapak.
You can read it.
No, it's more comfortable face to face like this.
Prof, if I'm not mistaken, there are three kinds of influence of the pandemic. Whether we can get advancement, whether we can suffer more, or we can just stay like that. From your explanations, I could see that the economic conditions contribute more to this one. Is it right?
Yeah. That is because in our country, even though the numbers keep increasing by day, and then the government have to make some decision as well because of the economic situation. People are losing jobs. People, it's affect their daily life. So whether you like it or not, we have to allow people to go out and people start selling things. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's the situation now. But we have to follow whatever SOP. But the problem, SOP is there. The standard of occupancy is there, but the problem is that people like us, we don't follow.
Yeah.
That's the. I think the government have to play a lot of roles.
Yes.
Or us, we have to. If you see someone next to you, we have But sometimes we're so scared to ask people to follow SOP because we do not want to have some negative effect on us. So that's what happened now.
But in relation to the pendulum that you described it over there, whether it stopped after the pandemic over, or there's still some kind of effect of that. Oh,
if you want to stop, it shouldn't stop. Changes will happen. Changes is dynamic. It never stops. That's why we call it changes. So it will never stop. So we're going to see new things. Maybe we're going to see a new pandemic. Who knows? Only God knows what. Like what Lenin said. You may have seen new things. That is how we react to things, how we respond, how to solve it. That's what important.
Recording stopped.
So it means that when it swings back, it doesn't swing to its original conditions before the pandemic, right?
But maybe some people they want to move forward. Who knows? Only God knows what. They're
Recording in progress.
Convenient with the old way of life.
Yeah.
There might be some people that, but we have to move forward.
Okay. Yes, we have to, but sometimes due to some economic constraints, they are left behind further with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it doesn't give better life for them.
I know. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm curious about that, because how much of this populations over there suffer from this depends on the economic conditions of the people itself.
It's not only our curious, but it's our worries as well. So I mean everybody to move along.
Okay.
Happy.
Yes. Expectations. Okay. Thank you, bro.
Okay.
For sharing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Imam, and thank you, Prof, for responding to Pak Imam's questions. And there has been another questions. I think it's from our student. Mario, could you please just ask questions by yourself to Professor Hisbany? Yeah, could you please push the raise hand button so that the committee will be able to pin your video camera? Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
I have these questions regarding the IR 4.0, and here are my questions. The first one is, what is the benchmark that determines whether or not we are ready for this revolution? And the second question is, what is the contribution of educational institutions to prepare human resources for this revolution? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mario. The benchmark, what's the benchmark? The benchmark is things is going, it's already happening. It's already happening. Look at the industry right now. Maybe industry, any industry, they're using automation now. Not many industries, maybe higher income countries, they're moving to automation. That's the benchmark. And you can go back to the one that I showed just now, the digital index. If you compare Indonesia, where you are, Jakarta, compared to Semarang, for example, that is the index on how we should move forward. So maybe Jakarta is already booming so much. So Jakarta may move to Jakarta will not go back. I think Jakarta will move forward with all kind of with all kind of technologies, and Semarang should follow up to go catch Jakarta. That's a benchmark. And then look at what industry is happening now. Anywhere people are using automation. Automation is the thing now. And then what is the contribution of education institution to prepare human resources? Like online, we provide online learning to people, and then like the one I showed just now, we move to what they call at My University to Education 5.0, and we allow students to to make use of technologies, what you have. So we have to respond to your generation, to Gen Z generation. The equipments are there, the things are there. It's just that us, whether we can, as I said earlier, keep saying that, is that we want to move forward or not, we want to use it or not. And one more thing, to use that one, to own the equipment, you need to have some income. So there is access, that is issue accessibility. Maybe some people have more ability to own something, to have access. Maybe some people don't. So that we need to, that maybe at university level, maybe university to help students. I believe UST doing the same thing. Our university doing the same thing. We're helping our students to own a laptop, something like that, very cheap laptop, so as they can access their class lecture and something like that. That's my answer. That's my response. Thank you, Mario.
Okay, Mario, do you still have further comments to Prof. Hisbany's questions? Would you like to say more?
Yes, I think I do. I have a further comment. I think it's just my preoccupation, because the thing with this index is it tends to generalize things. For example, what you explained before about the benchmark of the IR 4.0, is that we can see it from the technological advancement of the industries. For example, what about the general population? Those people in general who simply use technologies for social media without realizing the potential benefits of using these media and technologies to a good use, because as we can observe, more and more people are using technologies. That's true, but we are not sure if they are using it for the economic benefits or just for wasting their time. So that's just my comment, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, that's true, Mario. Are you doing it too? Okay. Yes, Prof. Okay. I think, okay. Thank you, Mario, for the questions and also for responding to Prof. Hisbany's answer. I think we move forward to the next questions, Prof. This is from Pak Mulyanto. Pak Mulyanto, could you please push the raise hand button so that we can pin your video in our main screen.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to ask some question for Professor. As we know that technology has important for every people, but it doesn't mean that it has no bad effect, especially for old people who usually are lazy to learn technology. And the question is, how is the way to motivate them in order they can follow the new technology. For example, teachers in Indonesia, for example, old teachers usually are lazy to learn technology because of the old ages for them. Okay, this my question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pamo. Interesting questions. I think not only old people, young people also sometimes lazy.
But
Prof. Hisbany, please.
Yes, young people also. I agree with you. There are good and bad things of anything they will have. Okay, yes, agree. There are bad things of technology, the good technology. I think the good thing is more, but it's depend on how you use it. Like internet, you know, the source. How you use internet. There are so many good things, but somehow people go to the bad things. There's one for example. How to motivate people? Yeah, I also have cases like that one. Even some professors are using WhatsApp to teach. They don't use this channel like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meet. They use WhatsApp, they don't want to use the one. So how to motivate them? So very difficult to motivate this kind of. The younger is very easy. Maybe the higher, the senior people, quite difficult to motivate. I don't know. Maybe you have to. But now, what happened has forced so many people. What happened now has forced so many people to use this technology. Either you like it or not. Maybe some or two people, but most of the people now they are going into it. Even at least if they don't want to use this channel like Zoom or Google Meet, at least that's what I said. My example, they make use of WhatsApp. They give the notes through WhatsApp. So at least they are going into it. It's not negative when I say that the one that use WhatsApp only to teach, for example, as educator, but by using that one, even though the WhatsApp, the Telegram channel, whatever it is, just sending the notes, responding to students, that is the least that they can do. That is good thing to me. That is my response to you. But now people are moving to that. They will use somehow they will make it because they cannot go to campus. They cannot go to campus. For example, like us lecturer, they make use of that one. So that is my response. So how to motivate? Maybe the employer need to maybe to give some reward to people so that for use, or you give data. You give data.
And regulation too, Professor.
Pay for my Wi-Fi. Who knows? Only God knows what. Because I have to pay for a lot of. I'm using two. Like case today, I'm using two lines. One for Backzis and one for Unify. So to be with you today, something like that. How to? That is my response. That's my response.
Okay. Yes. So by giving rewards, Professor, for this.
But difficult. But
okay.
At least I'm happy they can do the list. Because I'm involved with agricultural program in my country. So I visit a college. So the lecturer told me that can I use WhatsApp? So I told them at least do that one. At least do that one. That is my say. Maybe the employer doesn't like it, but as examiner for that program to give the accreditation, I think I told them use that one. That's the only thing that I can motivate people in this situation. That is my response.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Pak Mulyanto, have you got any further comments to Prof. Hisbany's answer?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Mul. I hope you're motivated now to learn more about modern technology.
Yes, I always improve myself to follow the new technology in order not to
role model for us.
Yes, yeah. In order we can follow the new technology like followed by new generation now.
Jangan kalah dengan generasi muda ya Pak Mul.
Yeah, at least in my case, I give you examples. I'm because when my research, I'm more toward experimental. I do experiment, but my student now they're doing what numerical simulation using software. I don't use software, but I have to appreciate what they're doing because I need that one because that's the thing now. Even though I'm more experimental, I'm not on the modeling simulation, but I force my students to go into the one because we need it. Because it's better, can give you better results, can give you faster results, and then I can go less to the lab, something like that.
Okay, thank you, Professor, and thank you, Pak Mul, for the nice discussions about learning technology for senior colleagues. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right, I think Bu Yuyun has something to ask to Professor Hisbany. Bu Yuyun, could you please? Yes. Okay, she's here.
It's not my voice anyway.
Yes, Ibu. The committee is fixing it. Bapak and Ibu, please. The microphone. Could you please manage your microphone?
Ibu Elis. Ibu Elis. Can you please mute yourself? Okay. Thank you. Prof, it's so excited again to see you, and thank you very much for being with us for many times. And well, I noticed one of your slides. It's written there to be a better person. You know, the things, or the need for things to be better, and one of them is that to be a better person. In my opinion, sometimes because again, I'm also a human being, you know, and then I conclude myself, look, I already I am a better person. But then another one, Bu Yuyun, please, you do the better one. So what do you think? How to synergize, for example, better in my perspective and also better for other people. I think this one is very difficult. The example is like your case just now, like a couple of minutes ago, you mentioned, for example, you give the project and then you do not know, and your students, you know, you do it for it. You do it for, they do it for you, and then it seems like, okay, I cannot make it. Me, myself, for example, I do not know how to, just an example, how to have virtual meeting with WebEx, for example, and then I give the project, you know, to my students, and then, well, on the presentation, and please you share with this, for example, with this WebEx. So I feel like I already did my best, even if it is not better, the best one. So again, the better person in your perspective, let's say better for me, and also better to other people. Thank you, Prof.
Wow, very difficult question from Dr. Yu. So normally people, we have to rely on people saying that whether we are better or not. So it's up to people. The best thing we can do is do our best. Do our best with our integrity. Do our best with our performance. That is a synergy. Our performance, our integrity, and our knowledge that we have. Do the best in order for us to be a better person. That's the way. And then if we have technology, if technology can help us, like what we have now, we have to present something, deliver something faster with technology, so we'll make use of that one. So if the technology can help us, I believe that a lot of technology can make us. That's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing right now, to be a better person. Okay, by using technology, by sharing knowledge, by gaining knowledge from the participant, from the presenters later on. So that is part and parcel of the life that we need. But anyway, I still like face-to-face, even in teaching, because I'm teaching a course, what I call solid mechanics. That's a very fundamental course that, as engineers, if they cannot do the solid mechanics, they cannot do the higher level courses. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to teach those kind of subjects in engineering online. And then the worst thing, maybe I'm talking alone, you know, all my students are not there. They're sleeping somewhere. I know my son are doing that. So other people's son are doing that to me. I'm not sure maybe that's happened. But anyway, I would love to see we're going back to campus again. Maybe we can use this technology in, let's say I'm going to convert overseas, for example. I don't have to miss my class. I can teach from overseas to my classes. That's the way it is. We can. But what the best is, we have to. There's certain thing that we need to come back. We have to come back to the classroom. That is very most efficient. You know what? If you can remember, then our Prof teach us with Prof and Jibril. The ilmu is being imparted face to face. Look at how Nabi Muhammad and Jibril Muhammad, the ilmu is being given to Muhammad face to face, not through any other channel, not through the channel, face to face. That's how we receive our knowledge. That's why I like in US, when I was in US, my convocation day, my degree is given by the dean, not by the vice chancellor of anyone, not by our any ministers, but it's given by the dean. See how close is the knowledge is being imparted, is being delegated to us. So that is how I want to respond. But one thing I will love, the thing that I want to go back is, I want in that pendulum, I want to go back to the classroom for my subject, because it's so difficult for engineering fundamental courses, mathematics, to be taught online. That is my experience for last 2 years. So that is my response to you for that difficult question. Okay.
Yeah, Bu Yuyun, have you got further thought about this, Bu?
Okay, thank you anyway. Well, to me, again, the point is that more on what we call how to be better is how to make our, or how to create our, let's say, characters, awareness. That's the point. Sometimes, for example, it's an easy one, but the people need it at that time, and then we can, let's say, it's like we can solve the problem, we can share something, and it is worth it. For example, I prefer to do that, though it is very, very, very simple. And I believe we already understand proverb also, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also saying like this one, jadilah manusia yang bermanfaat. Begitu nggih. Terima kasih. Salam.
Yeah, excellent, Ibu. Okay, thank you, Bu Yuyun. Thank you, Professor. I think there is still one more questions, and this is from our student. Pentanindo, could you please raise hand, honey, so that we can pin your video camera here. Nindo, hello.
Hello, Miss.
Yeah, raise hand, please. Because we have 207 participants, so we need your hand to pin your video camera. Okay. Yes, Nindo. This is our student, Professor. Yes, unmute, please.
Sorry about the signal, because in this place not really support, so yeah, maybe not really can hear clearly. I need to ask some questions about the technology. Maybe from the old generation, maybe there is a still lazy or something. But sometimes, as the young has a problem about the technology, like my laptop, for example, not support, or maybe not maximum, but the lecture sometimes need some application who really support the student, like SPS for statistics, for example. So that's why why we really difficult about to support and to understand the lectures, because not just the technology, but another things. So is there any recommended or any suggestion for us? Thank you. That's from me.
Okay. What if the students gadget or the students facility not support what the teacher asked, Prof? Yeah, you have to support yourself, Nindo.
Thank you, Nindo. As I said, I give some examples earlier. My university, we helping students in the gadgets. So we try to have as many possible. Sometimes we collect money among staff, and then we give some laptop to students, but not use one, not a new one. That's how. And then one more thing, lecturers as a lecturer, because even at our university, we are being instructed not to give so many assignments to students. Face-to-face may give 10 assignment, but for online we just give 2. We limit it. It's limited. The number of tests only limit to certain number. You cannot have so many tests, so many assignments. That's how the system, how the university support students. Otherwise, student can. And then those are remote, very remote area. we send question, can send assignment by postage. You don't have, and then you don't need student to be online. Let's say like in this class, but like example right now, you don't have to be. If you cannot make it, if you have problem with we have to be lenient. You don't penalize student for not attending. It's not that they can attend, but they have a problem with their gadget, with their internet line. So we don't give 0 for the attendance. So that's what we're doing. We have to support as much as possible. But the only problem is that when we have tests, student there's a copy. They're copying their friends after that. So we cannot detect that one. We can prove it on the paper, you know. They have the same answer, but we cannot prove that we are doing it. That's a problem. So for student part, so we hope that we don't do that. But on the university part, I'm not sure about UST, what you're doing. I hope you're doing the same thing as well. So that's my response. We try to help as much as possible in terms of the assignment, in terms of the attendance, online attendance. And then we have students going to, if you need lab, go to lab. Maybe for postgraduate, we allow students to go to campus, to the lab, but not undergraduate. For final year project, for my case, and engineering, we go for modeling, we go for simulation, not on the lab work. So that's how we try to ease student condition. That's how we try to make them comfortable during this pandemic that we do not know when it's going to stop. It's keep going, it's keep going, it's keep going. I don't know. That's my response.
Okay, so as teachers, we also adjust the assignments to the students' capacity, Prof.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay, Nindo, have you got further comment on Professor's answer?
I understand. Like break the limit.
Break the limit, yeah, that's true. You have to break the limit.
Break the limit.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Nindo, and thank you, Professor. Is there anyone would like to ask questions? Okay, no. Well, the last question from me, Prof. In this digital era full of machines, how can we make our class more humanized, Prof? What do you think of it, Prof?
How to make it more humanized?
Yes.
Don't talk alone. Don't talk alone. You have to respond to the student, but you have to pinpoint the student. Lakshmi, can you respond to my question? Yeah, something like that. I keep doing that. Once a while, I pinpoint names. If there's no response for 3 seconds, I know that they're not there. So something like that. So we have to make them respond. And then maybe the presentation is not straightforward lecture. Include some videos, or ask them to find videos and ask them to present. Something like that. We have some activities, lots of activities. Not only me talking, giving lectures. The students have to participate along with me in the class. So something like that. So that's how we make it humanized in during lecture during this pandemic.
Okay.
That's my style.
Okay. Have you got any interesting experience related to this online class, Prof? In your university, probably?
My university, not much. Just that what I don't. And then they told me my mic is on. It's unmute. It's mute. So because sometimes they're so scared to tell you. Just let us know. It's 10 minutes of talking alone. It's mute. So I don't know why student. But we're talking about adults like this. It's okay. They will tell you. But when it comes to students, maybe they like it. Maybe they like it that way. Who knows? Only God knows what. They let you talk for 1 hour without the microphone on. So, but I enjoy it one sense because my house is very far from Salam. I'm not saying Salam. I mentioned Salam. I have to drive 1.5 hours. So this pandemic, this online learning, I'm happy with it but just that, as I said, the knowledge is not really reaching. I think it's not reaching because I can see it from the results of the exam, something like that. Even though they copy, but I know that they don't get it. So that's the way it is. That's my response.
Okay, right. Thank you very much, Professor. Okay, Bapak and Ibu, virtual applause again for Professor Hisbany for sharing his amazing thought in this new normal. Okay, thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me again. Thank you to all of you. Really appreciate that so many questions. I think the first time when I talk to Indonesian audience, the first time that I'm getting so many questions.
Okay,
Thank
curious,
you.
Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, please stay in this virtual seminar, Prof.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, Bapak and Ibu, so we are moving to the second panelist. It is Dr. Muhammad Irfan, Magister Pendidikan. Dr. Irfan is one of the teaching faculty in Mathematics Department, and he earned his doctorate degree from Universitas Negeri Malang in 2021. So he's newly minted doctor. He has been involved in various publication activities, and he's also the founder of Ravanda Foundation. Not to mention that he's also the head of the Human Resource Development Center in our university. His research interests and expertise include qualitative research, ICT for education, proportional reasoning, and ethnomathematics. Okay, Pak Irfan, in this seminar for about 30 minutes, he will share his ideas in his presentation entitled The Blessing of Pandemic, Synergizing Education and Technology Makes Learning More Flexible. Okay, so without further ado, dear audience, Dr. Irfan.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Laksmi. And wait, I will share my screen. Okay, my screen is okay.
Yes.
Mr. Laksmi? Okay. Wait a moment. I can see full.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for time for me. I'm Muhammad Irfan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam dan bahagia. The Honorable Director of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, Professor Pardimin, PhD, and the Vice Rectors of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, and Head of the Institute Research, Development, and Community Service, Dr. Siti Rohmiati, and plenary speaker, Dr. Salam and Professor Hisbany. Nice to meet you, Prof. That's great topic, your presentation. And all participants in this seminar, international conference. And first of all, I would like to thanks for committee for inviting me to join the great speakers from United Kingdom and Malaysia. Very happy. And the second, I would like to thank all participants for spending your Saturday. It's holiday time, I think, and you attend this international conference. I hope this event will continue in the following years. In this seminar, I just present about the blessing of pandemic, synergizing education and technology makes learning more flexible. I think it's not very different about the topic Mr. Hisbany. Similar. Why I choose this title, this topic, because I attract to the positive effect, positive side of the pandemic. Many people, I think, see only the negative effect of pandemic, but I try to bring out the positive effect of the pandemic, especially in terms of education and technology. Okay, okay. Introduce myself. I'm Muhammad Irfan. I'm from Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa. I member Relawan Jurnal Indonesia, and I also head of Human Resource Development in Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa. And I have a YouTube channel. This is positive effect from pandemic. Irfan Media. You can visit my YouTube channel and subscribe. Thank you. Okay. Oh, this is screen before pandemic. I will deliver my presentation in 3 phases: before the pandemic, during pandemic, and after pandemic. I think this is my idea. So you can agree with my idea or disagree with my idea. Let's get started before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, everything is fine. We just can meet face-to-face learning in with their student in the classroom, and this is LabCom, computer lab. But we can assist all students like the picture. I took the from YouTube channel Pendidikan Matematika UST. You can visit the channel. This happened when the class is still full, multimedia computer class in the computer lab. I practice some basic animation. I teach about Adobe Flash to make animation, to improve learning media, to teach their student in, I think, middle school or high school and under school. If the student have problem, I can approach and help the student. I will how about your problem, and I can assist guardians to fix the problem. But it's a very beautiful activity in the class. Maybe all of us who attend in this webinar really miss learning activity in the class and need great student. Let's pray. Hopefully, in the near future, our activity will be back to new normal. Okay. In March 2020, Indonesia confirmed the first positive case of COVID. At the time, many people thought that COVID would not affect many aspects. Can be checked various newspaper, many politician figure, and many people who underestimate the COVID effect. In fact, in a very short time, case by case, and many people were infected with COVID. Many of them haven't died. So it's very menakutkan, ya. But the education sector is also affected. We are forced to do online learning with massive facilities. We are forced to change offline class to online class, from classroom education to online education. We only meet the student in screen laptop or your device. So we can say we can inchi. I think. Of course, who have good technological capabilities and have capable device, there is no problem. But for those who don't have both, like technology capabilities or capable device, it's big problem. Like your student, Ms. Lakshmi, and our student, in laptop not support or internet signal is low and etc.
Listrik mati, Pak.
Listrik mati juga. Dan this is traditional learning and online learning. In traditional learning, real world classroom, but in online learning, virtual classroom. Yes. If I think we very miss real world classroom, I think, Mr. Lakshmi, and very happy if I teach in front of the class and I say hey, hello student, and how are you, dan sebagainya. And virtual classroom, I think the screen is off, but I call the student not respond. Okay, but in the traditional learning, distance barriers in offline class, we need to come across classroom if
positif ini ternyata bisa meningkatkan kinerja akademik. mereka belajarnya jadi lebih serius gitu ya, kemudian tugas-tugasnya lebih baik, dan kemudian juga membina ketahanan murid dalam kinerja akademik gitu ya. Misalnya dikasih tugas tidak cepat mengeluh, tidak cepat menyerah, dampak dari relasi sosial.
Please wait, Bapak and Ibu.
Hasil penelitian yang lain yang memiliki
Suara kacau.
bahwa murid mereka
Sebentar.
cenderung tidak menghindari sekolah. Kita tahu bahwa ada murid-murid yang selalu enggan ke sekolah, ada saja ya, ada saja alasan untuk tidak ke sekolah. Nah, itu kan terjadi seperti itu. Nah, itu salah satunya.
Pak Irfan, we're really sorry. Could you please stand by, Pak Irfan?
Dan tanpa lebih mandiri, tanpa lebih kooperatif dan juga lebih terlibat dalam proses pembelajaran. Dari penelitian yang lain itu juga disebutkan bahwa murid yang hadir di kelas dengan dukungan
Pak Irfan, are you here with us, Pak?
The link is lost, maybe.
Yes. We are trying to re-invite him. Yeah, trouble happens, Wulandri.
Yes.
Okay, we are really sorry for the inconvenience, Bapak and Ibu.
Yeah, this is one of the effect of the technology.
I'm sorry,
that's
Ms.
true.
Lakshmi.
Yeah, this is what Pak Irfan just said. Yeah.
I don't know. I out of Zoom.
Yes, the problem is here, Pak.
Oh.
Okay.
Sampai mana tadi?
Are you preparing yourself, Pak?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, take your time, Bapak, and if you're ready, then just start your presentation. Just shoot us with your presentation.
Sampai mana tadi ya, Bu Laksmi ya?
Diulangi lagi aja dari awal, Pak.
Oh, dari awal.
Yes, we really enjoy your presentations.
Okay.
It's a kind of healing for us.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I will start from this slide.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Laksmi. This is a barrier in online class.
Recording in progress.
I don't know. The Zoom is out. I'm out from Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will start in this slide, and I will deliver my presentation in 3 phases. Before the pandemic, like this screen. During the pandemic and after the pandemic, we can start now about before pandemic. Everything is fine before pandemic. teacher can meet face to face with the student and teach in class with whiteboard and markers and kapur itu apa ya Bu Laksmi ya? Yeah, I took this picture from YouTube channel Pendidikan Matematika UST. You can visit channel and subscribe. This happen when the class is still full in multimedia class to make some learning media about mathematics in middle school. I practice some basic animation technique with software Adobe Flash, and the student try it on the computer lab. Some have a problem. I can will approach and help the student who have problem. I think this activity is very beautiful, and I miss myself. Maybe all of us who attend this seminar really miss learning activity in class and with great student. Let's pray. Hopefully, in the near future, our activity will be back normally. Okay. In March 2020, Indonesia confirmed the first positive case COVID. At the time, many people thought that COVID would not affect many aspects. Can be checked in the various newspaper in national. Many politicians, features, and many people who underestimate COVID. In fact, in a very short time, case by case, many people were infected COVID. Many of them even died. So very scary. The education sector is also affected. Like now in this seminar, we not meet in one room, one offline room, but we meet in only screen monitor in your device, and we are forced to do online learning with massive facilities. We are forced to change offline class to online class, classroom education to online education in the short time. I think no problem if we have much time to prepare transition with classroom education to online education. But because pandemic, it's very short time to prepare. So this is a big problem for me. I think for us. Okay. Of course, for those have good technological capabilities and have capable device, it's I think no problem, no big problem. But for those who don't have but technology capabilities and device support like Nando or siapa tadi ya? I think it's big problem.
Nindo.
No, Nindo. Especially if the area doesn't have internet access or listrik ya mati padam dan sebagainya. Okay. This is different between e-learning and online learning, traditional learning and online learning. First, real world classroom in traditional learning, in the online learning, a virtual classroom. In real world classroom, we will meet student in class, in campus or in your school, but in online class, it's only we will meet in the screen in Zoom or Google Meet or LMS or etc. The second is distance barriers. In traditional learning, the student need to come across classroom from various regions, some far away, some near, and this can sometimes make the student late. for class and makes the class is less good, I think. But in online learning, no distance barriers, but the student led to sama-sama telat ya, distance barrier walaupun tidak ada kendala jarak. I don't know what why this happen. Okay, time concept and traditional learning in online learning now no time concept, etc. I think it's only for different, but if you search in internet, Google, I think you will find many different e-learning and online learning. No, this is video. I think only 5 minutes to watch video about online and offline learning. We will look at the following video. Oh. Oh.
No audio in your video?
What, Mr. Lakshmi?
There is no audio in your video.
Oh. Okay, I think it's only what's the picture.
Yeah, okay. You need to share also the audio, Pak, during the share screen.
Okay, I think many students.
Typical students, yeah.
In this,
My son does that.
like activity. Okay, we will continue the video. Kok putus-putus ya? Okay, this video in the end of video graduate ceremonial, but in online class the certificate is only post in screen, now screen, not came to campus or university. Okay, I think many students, and I think me too, like this activity, representation about online and offline learning. Do you agree, Mr. Laksmi?
Oh no, I'm
No.
always on point, Pak. Just
Oh.
check my Zoom video.
Okay.
I always presentable like this.
Okay. Yes. The pandemic is not only bad for education. Apparently, the pandemic has also brought its own blessing to education in Indonesia. Like this screen, some of them we are forced to learn video conference and get to know various platforms such as Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, Webex, or etc. And in addition, many universities are accelerating the creation of learning management system like in UST, Kader, like this picture, and this model. This is open source software, and the positive effect from pandemic is I have a YouTube channel. This I like this screen, Irfan Media. You can visit, and the video about content material in my class, like research and Mendeley and all about publication. In addition to video conference and LMS, educators use video platform like YouTube, like me, to upload the content video, and we can share to students, to class, and the student can watch the video in the home, and everywhere, every time, more flexible. During the pandemic, I also often invite my friend to teach my class from other campus, like this photo, Dr. Jamila from PKRI Pontianak, and Dr. Candidate Aditya Prihandika from UPI to attend in my class guest lecture. One example in my research method class. I also been guest lecture in several campus, several university like UMCO, IFET, Unindra, etc. So this is, I think, positive effect from pandemic. Less cost, and we can meet thematic learning in higher education. And this only crop from this article to table only. If you read full paper, you can download in this journal, Infinity Journal. Okay, at the time I conduct a survey mathematics and mathematics education lecture throughout Indonesia. Based on the table, it indicates that basically the lecture have always update their knowledge about technology. I don't know old lecture or young lecture. I don't know, but the respondent update the knowledge about technology and various strategy when implementing online learning. However, there are courses that do not work well when learning online, such as computer programming, real analysis, algebraic structure, and etc. First experience in online learning, I teach programming. I confuse how to teach programming with Python. You know Python in programming syntax is very rigid and very detailed. I confuse to teach my student if then and like koma titik dan sebagainya. I don't know, but I share my video about tutorial Python, but my student confused and yes, like Nindo and the device is not compatible. So it's only from practices to theory only. Yes, and this is barriers in implementing online learning. Prior to seminar, this is my short questionnaire about student opinion. What platform should lecture use? This is survey from 3 classes. First class, operation research, like this in your screen. YouTube is leading. Many students like very much YouTube to share video to learn about content material what I teach. And the second Twitter and Zoom, and the last is WA, WhatsApp group. The student give a reason, various reason. You can read this reason. Because learning to use YouTube is simpler and video can be downloaded and played repeatedly, and the other reason because we can hear voices and can pay attention when the lecture teach. And the other reason for application above are commonly used because they really help the online learning process. Yes. In this questionnaire, possible to student choose more than one option. If I student, I can choose Zoom, YouTube, WA, and Twitter, or for checklist for platform. And this is other class, qualitative research class. YouTube is number 1. The number 2 is Zoom. 3 is Kader. And the third class, ICT for Learning and Mathematics. This is YouTube and Kader, the leading. So from survey, I mean I have to use YouTube and Kader for learning. Biar mahasiswa merdeka. I often make survey to my class, make sure my student is comfortable to studying what material I teach in the class. I hope the student can understand deeply and understand deeply. Okay, all participants, you can visit this link, menti.com, and code is JKTSG51RPS5, or you can scan QR code in your screen, or I copy this link to the chat box.
Oh yeah, that would be better.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, this is trying to humanize our online conference, ya, Pak.
Yes, humanize.
With a human relation.
Yes, I think the interaction between a teacher and student, like Mentimeter or Kahoot, is very interesting and very enjoyable in online class.
Yes. Yeah, and also to make sure that the students really present in the class.
Yes, right. Okay, you can click in the chat box, menti.com. Okay, I will please. Okay, I wait for 2 minutes. I think for first slide, mention the positive effect of the pandemic in learning. You can type three options. Okay, one people. I will wait for 2 minutes. You can stay at home. Okay. Yes, I can teach in my home. You can studying in your home. Only what is Sisyphus? Miss Lakshmi, do you know about Sisyphus?
Pardon?
Sisyphus?
I don't know, Pak.
Oh, okay. I don't know too. Amuba. Understanding human. Okay.
Yang Sisyphus itu, well, Bu Ima said that it's something to do with yang bisa membelah diri.
Oh, like amuba.
Kita Google saja Pak yang Sisyphus itu Pak.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Multi webinar in one time. With effective, paperless, no travel. Okay, simple. I think the prepare is not simple. Lebih dekat keluarga, ya. Semua jadi paham IT, TI. Only 10 people from 1,000. Okay. We just finish. Okay, 1 minute again. So good for student. Okay. The tax, yeah, the tax student is in middle school ya, or in SD. Itu yang mengerjakan malah orang tuanya, yang mendapat rapot siswanya.
Yeah. Okay. So the parents will get smarter during the new normal. Smarternya itu di bidang yang lain Pak, anak-anak itu. They get smarter in area which becomes their interest. Tapi in terms of studying gitu ya, sama aja. We have to
Sama
push
aja.
them. Tapi kalau untuk minat begitu, ya, they are developing very much.
Betul.
Gitu.
Oke, I think enough. Ya, hanya 12 yang mengisi dari 179. No problem. Okay, thank you for participant who fill this survey. Yes, real-time survey with Mentimeter. I think you, all of you, pernah ya menggunakan Mentimeter. About mention the positive effect of the pandemic and learning. Various response. So good for students, so they can be anywhere. We can live with parents. Quick. Work from home. Stay at home. Innovation. Yes. Before pandemic, I am not imagine I learning. I teach with Zoom or Google Meet. After pandemic or during pandemic, I have experience to teach by Zoom or Google Meet, and
Ya, kita dosen generasi Zoom, Pak.
Betul. And I experienced to various webinar in one time. Laptop, gadget, smartphone, and PC on.
Multitasker.
Multitasker. I don't know is effective or not. I don't know. Okay, thank you for participant. In the second survey, wait 4 minutes. Okay. Okay, this is second question. I mentioned the platform you use in learning during the pandemic. Okay, VR. Okay, video conference. In my experience, I use video conference like Zoom in full time to SKS. The student is kuota habis, panas laptop, etc.
Ya, that's true, Pak. Dan kalau dipanggil nggak jawab alasannya, sinyalnya lemot, mem. Oke.
Betul.
Sudah, besok nilainya saya kasih lemot ya.
But in this semester, I prefer use Sipedar, but in YouTube channel, I share my video in Sipedar. I beri tugas di Sipedar juga. Jadi Sipedar satu untuk semua. Okay, the leading is video conference, Zoom, Google Meet, etc. Okay. Okay, thank you for all participants. I think it's enough. This short survey, real-time survey. You can use Mentimeter or Kahoot or other platform to presentation in your classroom. I think ini berguna ya untuk membuat yakin kalau siswa Anda itu hadir. Nah, ini dari 180 yang mengisi 22 ya. Oke.
So we are the true examples of being humanized.
Oke. Okay, we will continue the slide. Thank you, Mr. Laksmi and all participants. This is after pandemic. I asked furthermore in one day if the pandemic end or we have made peace with pandemic, we will learn back to traditional learning or will you still use online learning or combine between traditional learning and online learning? I don't know what better, the better one. I think the traditional learning and online learning have side positive and negative negative effect or positive effect in every method learning. So what blended learning? In blended learning is combined between face-to-face learning and e-learning. Perhaps the most possible, this is a possible thing to do blended learning. In all blended learning program, students do some their learning via internet or YouTube channel or etc. This does not mean using any digital tools such as online graphing, calculator, or Google Doc or other. Online learning means greater instructional shift from face-to-face teacher to web-based content and instruction. Some element of student control are very important. Otherwise, blended learning is no different from teacher delivering an online curriculum to student classroom via electronic whiteboard, e-whiteboard like Zoom. The feature is annotation in whiteboard, etc. Okay, this is blended learning. This is in Pendidikan Matematika channel. You can access this video, and this is link. And this is research grant from Ki Zainur from Mathematics Education in Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa about lipat classroom, menghitung luas lipas. You can, and the student can watch the video at home and then discuss in the class. I don't know apakah ini bisa berjalan atau enggak. Tetapi saya rasa ini bisa possible dilakukan ketika after pandemic new normal. Okay, then this is type of various blended learning, rotation model, flag model, a la carte model, and this virtual model. This you can read about this type of blended learning and in the book or search in the internet. Okay, this is an decision. Technology won't replace teachers, but teachers who don't use technology will soon be replaced. Jadi teknologi itu tidak bisa menggantikan peran guru ya, tetapi guru yang tidak mau belajar teknologi, yang tidak mau menggunakan teknologi ya akan segera tergantikan. Itu Bu Laksmi I think I agree with this quote from Dr. Ray Clifford. I don't know, all participants agree or not. I think it's your opinion. Okay, thank you. Terima kasih for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Pak Irfan, for nice sharing in this idea. Virtual applause, Bapak Ibu, for Pak Irfan. Okay, so right now time for the question and answer session with Pak Irfan. Let me see if there has been questions in the chat box. Okay, I think Bu Yuyun has posted a questions.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Ibu, could you please start your questions?
Thank you, moderator, and thank you, Pak Irfan, for the good insight regarding our online learning. And you also already shared about Cipedar. For the information, perhaps the participants, they do not know what Cipedar is. So later on, I think you need to note, let's say, the learning management system in UST used Cipedar. Okay, Pak Irfan, I do understand that your subject is mathematics. And when it is mathematics, my mind comes to, it's difficult, it's complicated, you know. Then when it is like in the process, I would like to highlight the word of process here. So perhaps it also happens to me, in which when I'm accompanying my students, let's say, to learn what we call bifunctional grammar, and we got also like formula, you know, and sometimes it's difficult for me to explain or to use symbols, but anyway, it should be there. But my question is not that one. My question is that how do we engage on or by the time we do our synchronous class, when it is like again, in my understanding, when you say, okay, now everyone, you look at or you watch my YouTube channel, and then let's discuss, and well, do you think the students straight away propose questions, or by the time, for example, you explain, and then there will be like no questions, and you know, the students will say like, my apology, I got my bad internet connection, and then no, you know, like no voice, and then cam off, and then I feel like Professor Hisbany says that you know, it's like alone in the in the classroom. Okay,
Talking
thank you.
to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Yuyun Julia. Okay, in my experience about mathematics, yeah, I use a YouTube channel, and I will discuss in Zoom meeting or Google meeting, and I think no question from student afterwards the video, but I have another way. The student should make resum about the video, and please post in the commenter in YouTube or in the Google Doc. I think I can read the resum from the student, and the student watch my video fully. I think it's my way. I don't know, Miss Yuyun. I think have different way to engage the student. And in Google Meet or Zoom, I also ini ya, apa ya, sering menggunakan Mentimeter like di seminar,
Yes.
Mentimeter and Kahoot to play the game. mereduksi apa ya?
Boredom.
Ya, biar tidak bosan gitu ya. Dan sometimes I like alone teach apa ya? Only me because the screen is off and the student is off. No camera on.
Very true.
So the confidence is apakah saya ngomong sendiri gitu. Jadi I don't know. I think in this is my experience, Bu Yujan, about how to adjustment the teaching learning activity.
Yeah, sometimes the jargon also saying like, "Are you with me?" Well, I would like to listen to Mbak Laksmi voice. Are you there?
Yes,
Are you
Ibu, I'm
fine?
here.
Yeah. So the jargons like, expressions, "Are you with me?" and you got a problem or not? And well, again, sometimes it drives me crazy. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Yuyun, for participating in this Q&A session. Probably Bapak and Ibu would like to share ideas on what Pak Irfan and Bu Yuyun just discussed. It's about how to engage students in this online class, supaya kita tidak ngomong sendiri begitu, bagaimana begitu? Silakan Bapak and Ibu.
Yeah, I'm really happy to listen to.
Oh, mantap.
Pak Irfan, what do you do if you feel alone and lonely during your online class? What do you do, Pak? Watching YouTube while waiting for the student. Checking Instagram, checking Facebook while waiting for the student.
Oke, kalau ini ya Bu Laksmi ya, mungkin kita sama ya permasalahannya ya Bu Laksmi.
Ya.
Kadang kita merasa sendiri. Ada nggak sih yang hadir di kelas kita, atau ya seperti video tadi, only present and go to sleep. Okay, I think I use poll in Zoom, and the Zoom in my Zoom have feature poll. So I use this feature to make sure my student attend my class and selalu memperhatikan gitu ya, walaupun tidak on kamera, tapi sometimes ya I call the student, hello, how are you? Yes, like you, Miss Laksmi and Bu Yuyun.
Yeah, okay. Well, I usually choose suppressive approach, Pak. Jadi dari awal rules-nya pokoknya kalau dipanggil tidak menjawab, okay, I will consider you as absent in my class.
But in other student, maaf Pak, saya tinggal di proses, saya harus perjalanan 7 jam untuk mencari sinyal. So this is humanizing.
Ya, paling hanya gertak di depan saja sih. Nanti tetap ada. I give them more assignments to compensate their being having trouble with the internet connection. Okay, there has been another questions from Pak Ari Setiawan. Would you like to share the question yourself, Pak Ari?
Halo, Mr. Irfan.
Halo, Miss Mari, Mr. Ari Setiawan.
Good morning. Morning apa afternoon? Morning ya, masih
afternoon.
Afternoon.
Morning, still morning it is.
Still morning, Pak.
Oh, still morning.
And one question for Mr. Irfan ya. Afternoon ya.
Morning, Bapak.
Okay, my question. Oh, morning. My question to Mr. Irfan, what you solution if your student not interest your material during online class? Just one question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ari. I don't know the not interest is my material or interest not interest the lecturer. I hope
Both, Pak. Please share your thought on both aspects. Material and the lecturer.
Bahaya ini ya. Jadi kalau
ya ini kolega yang jahat ini.
You are.
Okay. Kalau material is I think more tidak banyak ini ya, terlalu signifikan ya, tetapi kalau sudah tidak suka dengan dosennya ya it's very block. Ya, sangat tebal, tembok sangat tebal gitu. Jadi kita harus takdim dulu sama gurunya baru bisa menyerap ilmunya.
Not another change model to learning.
Yes, because this pandemic, we can another choice only online class. So I think I use more platform like Kahoot or Mentimeter or another platform who interact, and I think you know live worksheet. This real time I can see the answer of student and I will respond directly from the student. I think on the other method to teach the materials. I think.
In other case, apa Pak Irfan bahasa Inggrisnya bangun ruang apa Bu Laksmi?
Ya,
bangun ruang kan must be experience ya, not explain gitu ya.
Betul.
Iya.
You know Geogebra Pak Ari Setiawan. Geogebra.
Oh yes.
Any mathematical platform, yes. Like Geogebra, mathematical, Mathematica, MATLAB, other software. So many software, so you can choose one. But the license in the software is very expensive. I think only computer lab in university. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Laksmi.
Ya, very welcome Pak Ari. Okay, there has some comments also, Pak Irfan, for your presentation. This is from Ibu Siti Murdia. Would you like to share your opinion in person, Bu Siti Murdia, using your microphone?
Yes, Miss.
Oh.
I'm still your student.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bu Ima just told me. Ini mahasiswa. Okay. Silakan, Siti, please.
I think
share your thought.
Some students really want to join the discussion or answer the question or doing presentation in the class, but they cannot communicate it confidently. They cannot translate it in English, so they choose to mute the microphone and turn off the camera.
Oh, ini Bu Laksmi gimana? Ayo biar jadi pede mahasiswanya.
Apa? Biar pede? Kalau saya dandan sih.
Dandan.
I will put lots of makeup, then I will be very confident.
Oke. Itu Mbak Siti Murdia. You should make up.
The most important thing is the preparation, Pak Irfan.
Preparation, oke.
Ya.
Jadi kalau saya sih terpaksa ya,
sih.
harus dipaksa pede. Kita tidak bisa melakukan sesuatu kalau tidak ada latihan sama sekali. Like di seminar, saya dipaksa dan memaksakan diri untuk join in the seminar. Grammarly, my grammar is kacau dan sebagainya.
But you're doing great, Pak. It's a lovely presentation.
Oh, Landry, on my
Yeah.
opinion,
Okay. Thank you, Sydney. Yeah, Bu Landry, would you like to share your opinion on Pak Irfan's presentation?
Okay, for make class conducive, yeah. On my opinion, I always make a rule that students should turn on their camera. So you don't allow to off your camera, but you should turn on your camera when I give you the material. So if they don't turn on camera, they cannot take attendance atau tidak bisa absen. But during I share the material, I make sure that the PPT design is interesting, and I always call one by one for make some interaction, call them. Biasanya kan suka ada yang mengalihkan pandangan, ada yang hanya membuat foto saja terus di freeze gitu ya. Untuk seakan-akan dia itu hadir di situ, attend di situ, tapi tidak semudah itu Ferguson.
Ya, betul. So what's the point gitu loh?
Yes, ya, jadi memang perlu adanya sesuatu yang yang agak tegas terkait dengan perkuliahan, tapi always interesting, always interesting and interactive. I think like that. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Landry.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Landry, for exchanging opinion in this matter. Okay, Pak Irfan, have you got anything else to say to the audience before we proceed to the next panelist? Because I think Pak Babul has been here as well.
I think enough, Ms. Lakshmi.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Irfan, for sharing this amazing topic in this new normal class. Yeah. Again, virtual applause Bapak Ibu for Pak Irfan.
Kak Jani mau bertanya ya?
Oh,
enggak. Karena Bu Laksmi mengatakan harus berdandan gitu ya.
Maaf Ibu, that's my personal opinion.
Oke. Kayak apa?
Agree with Bu Laksmi ya. So if I'm going to go.
Babul, please wait.
Iya.
Offer to myself, ya.
Kalau pertanyaannya pada Pak Irfan, how to be a charming teacher during online, gimana Pak Irfan? Biar mahasiswa tetap stay in Zoom forum gitu.
Bu Ati.
Let me answer Pak Irfan.
Kayaknya Pak Bu Purnami juga pertanyaannya sama ya?
Enggak, but I have to I try to answer the Bu Ati questions. Right.
Silahkan.
Bahasa Indonesia.
Malah ini melebar.
Saya
memang Bu
belajar online
memesona ya. Charming teacher.
Guru yang mempesona itu kan kemarin podcast saya itu saya juga bagaimana menjadi guru yang mempesona itu nomor satu. Because I'm senior lecturer, I'm tua
sama dengan saya.
Senior but beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Terlihat muda Bu Purnami.
Senior lecturer. Ya. When I podcast in mathematics teacher bahwa bagaimana menjadi guru yang mempesona itu yang pertama adalah pasti harus we have to confident with by myself gitu ya, harus pede. Untuk pede itu harus menguasai materi. Tanpa materi yang dikuasai maka pakai model pembelajaran apapun pasti akan mati gaya gitu ya. Kalau saya mengatakan mati gaya, pokoknya nomor satu menguasai materi. Bagaimana menguasai materi, kemudian aplikasikan dengan pengalaman mahasiswa supaya dia merasa di dalam pembicaraan saya. Kalau tidak, itu dia hanya akan mendengarkan dongeng saja. Nah, saya selalu mengatakan bagaimana pengetahuan yang saya sampaikan ini nanti akan mensupport kemampuan Anda. Kalau itu nanti jadi ada tune in antara materi yang saya sampaikan dengan apa yang dibutuhkan mahasiswa, sehingga di situ pasti mahasiswa akan menjadi oh iya ya saya perlu ini. This is it. That is my answer, Bu Lasmi. Thank you.
Bu Purnami.
Tapi tetap aja berdandan itu penting, Bu.
Oh, penting. Saya juga mengatakan bahwa saya harus dandan, saya harus exercise.
Thank you Bu Atik for supporting me.
Seperti saya ya terlihat ganteng ketika pakai kacamata gitu.
Itu Bu Lasmi, saya juga berdandan, apalagi saya udah senior lecturer, kalau enggak nanti semakin apa namanya, semakin bosan orang mendengar itu udah tua apa itu. Makanya tua bagaimana tetap menarik ya.
Okay, thank you Bu Purnami, and thank you Bu Ati for giving more highlights to Pak Irfan's presentation.
Yes.
Okay, so I think the third panelist has been here with us. Okay, so Bapak and Ibu, our third panelist.
Wow.
Assistant Professor Babul Salam KSM Kader Ibrahim. Okay, good morning Bapak.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for joining us, Bapak.
Okay, welcome, of course. Just give me a few minutes.
Okay, let me give some introduction about you, Bapak. Okay, so yeah, Bapak and Ibu, Professor Salam is an assistant professor at the School of Mechanical, Aerospace, and Automotive Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Environment, and Computing, Convertry University, United Kingdom. He has been teaching and supervising in undergraduate and postgraduate departments, and he's also involved in quite a number of researches. His research interests cover control system engineering, instrumentation, robotic system, rehabilitation robotics, control systems in biomedical engineering, orthosis and prosthesis, assistive device, brain-computer interface, mechatronic systems, nonlinear systems and control, intelligent systems and techniques. And Professor Babul has earned his PhD in control system engineering, rehabilitation robotics in 2011. His latest major achievement is Excellence Service Award from Universiti Tun Hussein on Malaysia in 2017. And his latest management appointment is Deputy Dean in Academic and International Affairs, Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. And he has been also involved in numerous professional services and relevant appointments, consultancy activities, external collaborators, and research grants. Okay, the latest grant is as a researcher in advanced cross-correlation implementation on velocity measurement of the liquid solid particle flow in a vertical pipeline using portable segmented capacitance sensor. Professor Babul Salam has published extensive papers in Scopus Index journals and conferences. Okay, Professor, in this last panel session, for about 30 minutes, he will share his idea on technology advancement in new normal from engineering perspectives. Professor, the monitor is yours.
All right, thank you very much for your very good introduction. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So first of all, can you make sure that can you see my screen?
Yes, Bapak.
Yes. Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes. Lovely screen, Bapak.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for all the committee members that involved in this. And to invite me in the third international conference of the technology, education, and science with the theme called Lesson Learned on the Science and the Technology Advancement in the New Normal. So my topic today, since I'm what you call a professional engineer, my background is in the engineering, so I like to cover this topic called Technology Advancement in the New Normal from the engineering perspective. So So this is my intention. So the goal of this talk is to highlight the lesson learned from this technology advancement in the new normal so that the participant can appreciate the contribution of the engineers, what they have done during this pandemic, and in order to enhance in terms of the human health as well as the lifestyle of the human being. So before we get started, let me read what we call an Al-Fatiha, because we are in the early morning here from Convertry. It's at 5 o'clock actually, 5, now it's at 5:20, 5:20. Okay, so Al-Fatiha, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim. So, Amin. So first of all, let me highlight what does it mean by the new normal. I'm not sure whether other presenter have already defined about this. If the repetition, I'm very sorry for that. So the new normal is refer to the changes of the human behavior during as well as after the pandemic or the after pandemic. So now if you have a look, okay, the pandemic is, okay, or in other words, the corona already started in the December 2019. So that's why we call it 2019 COVID-19. And if you have a look on the this timeline, on the 11th March 2020, WHO World Health World Health Organization is called they already declared as a pandemic. So it started from the March, okay, and onward, and this is we can categorize as a new normal. So this means it's based on the during as well as the after the pandemic. So for example, in UK, for example, we still the coronavirus is still there, but we are living together with the corona, like other other virus like the flu virus. So that is based on what does that mean by the new normal. So now let me explain to you what does that mean by the engineering, because I notice most of the participants from the social science background. So it's a good idea for me to explain to you what that mean by the engineering. So what is engineering? Is actually a practical application of the science and the mathematics to solve the problem. So in other words, as an engineer, we are involved in the problem solving. We try to solve the problem. And how we solve the problem? We create the technology and the product that help or to solve the problem in order to make our life easier. So if I have a look, what does that mean? Based on the survey is conducted. Okay, what is the impact? I mean, how the COVID-19 impact UK engineering? And I like to highlight on this, the increase in the adoption of the automation and the digital technology. In other words, it's what they call adoption of the new technologies. So, and now let me highlight how to solve the problem with the technologies. Okay, obviously this coronavirus has had devastating impact to our world. Even in my personal life as well. I just lost my mother last 2 weeks due to the corona. So I believe some of you have the same feeling, same experience as well. And this transformation effect of the COVID is immense, but they are not all negatives. This is what I like to highlight. Okay, of course they got many negative impact, but here not all negative. They got a positive impact. So here in this today's talk, I like to discuss about what is the positive impact being done by this pandemic. So, and during this COVID-19 pandemic, the technology playing a crucial role in keeping our society functional in time of the lockdown as well as in the quarantine. So, okay, it's not only that, this technology have the long-lasting impact beyond this COVID. So, okay, it's not only during COVID, but they have the long-lasting impact as well. And this technology can help to reduce in terms of the spread of the coronavirus, as well as while helping this business stay open. So that's the idea. So this means they have the tool, reduce the spread of the corona, as well as to help the business stay open. And And the technologies that propel the fourth industrial revolution, they offer the solution behind this in order to continue some normality in the business and life. So let me, highlight what is that, fourth industrial revolution, what the technological behind this industrial revolution. So if I have a look in this industrial revolution 4.0, okay, they got 9 technological pillars behind this. So, okay, so they got 9, but I just would like to highlight this. Okay, I just highlight 5, out of 9 technologies that's advanced during this COVID-19. Okay, so they got 5. So let me go one by one. What does that mean by the cloud computing? For example, now today we do the conference virtually, and this is actually contribution from the cloud computing technologies. Okay, so how we still we can connect each other through this cloud computing. So without this, we are unable to imagine how we like to do we like to proceed the conference. Okay. So, and then the second one is about the big data. The big data, for example, I believe, and the health official normally they will they'd like to understand the pandemic by using the big data, and they do some analytic. So, and they can use, based on the number of cases, they can do a lot of study based on this. And for example, one of the application they come out is called from the coronavirus interactive map from the Mayo clinic. And this is important, importantly, to communicate to the public and help to understand how the pandemic impact their life. And this is another one, one of the example. I believe some of you have seen this, interactive map. So it's developed by the John Hopkins, University. So from here we can we can invest, in other words, to have a look what's the number of cases or number of deaths going on. But this is actually the all this thing is under the umbrella of the big data. And the third one I like to highlight about this technology is called adaptive manufacturing. So one of the product of the adaptive manufacturing is called 3D printing or 3D printer. It's widely being used and to produce small batch of the customized product, because we need many customized product. So then this is the one of the approach is called by using a 3D printer. So by using this 3D printer, whatever we can dream, we can print. That's the idea. Whatever that we imagine, we can print by using this 3D printer. So for example, the Convertry University, they use this 3D printer, to manufactures and donates the face shield visor to the NHS. NHS, National Health Service. This means like health service, Kementerian Kesihatan, in Indonesia. So and for example, this is the product or the application of the 3D printing. Okay, so for example, they have like medical device, testing device, personal accessories, or PPE. There's many things that we can develop. Even for example, even the small house for the isolation ward, we also can fabricate through use this by using 3D printing. Okay, this is under category of adaptive manufacturing. And the fourth technology that's really influenced is Internet of Things. Okay, the concept is to connect each other based on the on-off switch. So the other term for the on-off switch is actually a sensory device to the internet. So from that we can connect each other. So in the IoT, they consist 4 components. The key component for this is a sensor. Sensor in order to detect the the information, to tap the to collect the data, and then they need the network as well as the cloud, and the application mean what the application that we can done based on the information that read by the sensor. So okay, internet is already there. I mean, IoT is already there, but here they got the 4 areas of the IoT that's flourish during this COVID impact, okay, due to the COVID. So like, for example, IoT work from home, we got the IoT e-commerce, they got the IoT blockchain, as well as the IoT telemedicine. So I like to highlight on the what they call IoT telemedicine. They got other name for the IoT telemedicine. It's called the Internet of the Medical Things, IOMT. And this, what they will do, okay, based on this cloud technology and the AI, there's opportunity to help the what they call healthcare professional to monitor the patient. For example, like, can you see in the baby, they got the patch, the what they call sensor, biomedical sensor, in order to detect the what they call temperature. So from what they call, then the sensor will send the what they call signal. So from what they can transmit the signal, then we can monitor the what they call the temperature of this the body of this baby, what they call, you know, what they call, even remotely. So that is the idea. Then the doctor can do some what they call consultation based on the report given based on this what they call this thermometer or smart thermometer. And we can use like a smart, what they call, you know, a thermometer, smart wearables. They got that, even they got like track and trace, what they call apps. They use what they call, there's a part of the IoT. Okay, for example, okay, this is the what they call, you know, like wearables, a biosensor. They're available, so they can detect all this information that we require. For example, we can what do you call, you know, monitor the heart rate, what do you call, you know, heartbeat rate, as well as the respiratory rate. Okay, and what do you call, for example, about the air quality, and then about how many oxygen take. So many things that we can what do you call, you know, tap, that what do you call, or in other words, to sense, and then we can use all this information in order to what do you call, you know, do some what do you call, you know, medical consultation. Okay, and these medical doctors, they can use all this information to advise their patient. And here the idea is, okay, by using this, we can heal. They call it healing from home, rather than we what do you call waiting long hour. Well, if you go, I believe what do you call, everyone have the experience when they go to the what do you call, you know, to the hospital, they have to wait for the edges for a few hours, for example. Okay, like for example 5 hours, and during this pandemic. And then now we can change from this what you call traditional way, this means in-person service model, to the what you call, you know, a conference call or any phone appointment. But by having this wearable personal IoT, that's based on, okay, they can what you call, you know, track the temperature and the heart, what you call, you know, a beat or whatever that's information that required based on this biomedical sensors. Then will help what you call the medical team to advise what is the best medicine what you call you can take. For example, okay, in the traditional way, normally we've been waiting for 5 hours. Then after that, oh, doctor said, okay, you just take the paracetamol to cure that. So it just, okay, rather than to wait like this, is we can make use this IoT as well as the video call in order to improve. So from that, we can, rather than we've been waiting for a few hours, we can complete all this medical consultation or all this thing within 10 to 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes, for example. Okay, and as well as it can eliminate the travel time. So that's the idea. So if you count how the travel time from home to the hospital when you come back all together, while okay, and as well as the waiting time, so more or less you will spend 7 hours or more than that. And another one technology that I like to highlight is about the robot. So the robot is okay, we can see in the COVID-19 make the world realize how heavily we rely on the human interaction to make things work. So now, okay, and I believe what you call in the Indonesia and other what you call countries, they already experience is especially because of the labor intensive business. Okay, for example, like retail, food manufacturing, and the logistic. Okay, they have what they are the worst hit due to the COVID. So now, okay, this COVID actually what you call one of the positive impact is actually provide a strong push to roll out the usage of the robot. And the robot we can put in the what you call the use of the contactless what you call, you know, deliveries, cleaning, or any other what you call task that we require. So since my background, okay, has been what you call, you know, shared by the what you call our chairperson just now, what you call, you know, so the robot can be classified they got two, they're classified into two based on this International Federation of the Robotics. One they call it industrial robot, and another one is called service robot. What does that mean by the industrial robot? That means the application in the industrial automation application. And apart from that, and all these things they categorize as a service robot. So this means they perform the tasks excluding the industrial automation. So actually they got the like blurring lines between this industrial and what you call service robot. We can have the same robot, same unit of the robot, but it's just based on the application. If the application, apart from this industrial robot, industrial application or automation, application, then we consider as a service robot. So, and the modes of control, that's about the how to categorize is important. So then you can easily follow all the other other slides later on. So then the second about the modes of control. The modes of control we can have like fully autonomous, like they got a teleoperated, and the third one is called human robot collaboration. So what does that mean by the fully autonomous? That means it's controlled by some form of the artificial intelligence. That means the robot can do by itself. So the second one is about the teleoperated, or it's a human control, and it's a control remotely by human. The third one is a hybrid type. That means it's a combination of the autonomous and the teleoperated. So that's the three modes of the control. So let me have a look one by one. The autonomous is simply call it Autobot or Autobot. So auto robot, and they have like high degree of the autonomy. This means without external influence, so without any a kind of like control from the human, the robot can do by itself. So there's no wire, no human operation, no remote control, but it's independently robot. So this means, for example, one of the application is for the vacuum cleaner. It's called Roomba, one of the famous robot. So for example, when we switch on this robot, we just switch on the plug. That's it. So then the robot can do the task by itself. They can they'll suck the dirt. After that, once done, they will go back to the home position to do the charging by itself. So everything they can do by itself. So this means without any explicit human control. So they can do by itself. That's called autonomous robot. The second one is called teleoperated. This means it's controlled by remotely by the human being. So it can be wireless or wired. And for example, the glove. We can have like glove when we grab. So the the robots fingers. I mean they also do the same thing. And for example, we can use this teleoperated to do the surgery as a surgeon robot. For example, the experienced doctors. The experienced doctors, for example, is a far away. Is in America, for example, they will like to do the operation in in Indonesia, since the long distance travel, so they can do the operation remotely by using the teleoperated things. So the experienced surgeon, they can operate, and the robot will do the movement according to the movement being done by this expert surgeon. And then other medical doctors, they can observe what is going on. If anything's wrong, they can do the they can inform the this expert surgeon. So there's some mismatch in terms of the operation. So all these things can be done by the teleoperated modes. And the third one, we have like human robot collaboration. This means it's already there in the industry. I mean the robot and human already work together. In the production line, and here is a combination. The combination, in other words, the best from the both worlds, with the human capability, especially in terms of the efficiency as well as the precision of the robot. We can combine all these things to get the better product. And now let me explain to you about what's the popular type of the robot used during this pandemic. They got 4 types: humanoid. They got the second one is called mobile robot. Normally it's a wheel robot. And the third one is a cobot. collaborative robot, and the last one is exoskeleton. So human and robot is the robot that's formed, what do you call it, in the form of the human or the function of the human. So okay, this is an example. Is this is called Pepper, one type, what do you call, one of the robot. Okay, and what they will do, they will interact with the human, okay, in the environment, okay, as well as they can autonomously acquire a new skill, as well as they're able to do some self-improving based on the existing skill. So they got the AI as well, artificial intelligence technique. So here, if we see, so rather than, what do you call it, just more to the, what do you call it, education purpose or fun purpose, entertainment purpose, we can change to the, what do you call it, they use in order to read the, what do you call, emotion. So this paper has been used to visit the patient during the pandemic. And then the mobile robot main, okay, rather than fixed robot, fixed means they have to stay in one station, okay, stationary robot, okay, and here we use the mobile robot, they can move around, okay, in their, what do you call, in their environments. So there's they are not fixed to any physical location. So based on this, we can use this mobile robot in order, for example, for the locomotion purpose. So we can use, rather than fully rely on what do you call, workers, we can use this one to send the, what do you call, the food, okay, to deliver the food to the, what do you call, patient during pandemic. So this is an example of the mobile robot they use, okay, during the pandemic. And the exoskeleton, they use a kind of like external device, or we call it wearable robot. This means they have like, what they call, external suit that we can use in order to support or to cover as well as to protect the user. Okay, and they're giving what they call a greater level of the strength and the endurance. So now endurance, and this exoskeleton, okay, for example, been used in order to carry the heavy, what do you call, weight, what do you call, object, for example. Okay, for example, here in this case, they carry the, what do you call, heavy door, rather than rely on 2 or 3 person. So they can do by itself because of the social distancing. So they can change all these things by using this exoskeleton. Even they use in the, what do you call, in the biomedical, in the medical application as well. For example, in order to lift the, what do you call, the patient, okay, rather than, what do you call, fully rely on human, what do you call, capacity. So then we can use the exoskeleton to support this, what do you call, the workers, to help, okay, to, what do you call, to protect their what do you call, their muscle. And the third one, the fourth one is about the cobot. Cobot is a combination of these two words, collaborative robot, okay, cobot. That's why they combine to make it cobot, okay, or co-robot. And this robot is a newest type of the robot, is designed to interact with the people in the shared work environment. Because, okay, in the initial, what do you call, or in other words, previously, or what do you call, what do you call it, the robot, they already put the fence. So this means they have the barrier between the robot and the, what do you call, the human. So now we remove this barrier, and here in the cobot, the robot and, what do you call it, people can work together and behave smartly. So this means that, what do you call, they have a like sensor been, what do you call, is been fitted in the robot in order to make it protect the, what do you call, the human, okay, from the, what do you call, extensive force. So okay, for example, okay, in the industry, rather than turns, what do you call, order away, in order to reduce the capacity of the social distancing requirement. So okay, now they, what do you call, the combat, okay, because we don't have any social distance between the robot and, what do you call, and human. So the cobot has been used. Okay, now let me what do you call, share with you some of the example of the robots that have been used in order to as a helping hand in the crisis. So before that, let me what do you call, explain to you about what this, okay, and this COVID-19 pandemic has changed the customer preference. From normally, okay, people usually say they want the human element to interact, but this COVID-19 has changed, okay, because of the social distancing, because they can spread the virus. So they like to work in silo during this pandemic. So, and the company, for example, the large and small company, they're expanding how they use the robot to increase the social distancing as well as to and to reduce the number of staff that have they have to come physically come to work. So then they use a robot, and they've been use a robot, to perform the roles work that cannot be done in the what you call home. Of course, they got the work from home. Not all the work can be done from home, so we need to rely on what you call people to do that. So, and this COVID-19 is change the customer preference and really open up the new opportunity for the robot, so we can replace with the robot. So, and based on the statistic, we got it in based on the statistic in the 2000. Because the 2021, of course, we had to wait until December. So based on this statistic, we can see 20% increase in the first quarter compared to the earlier year. So as well as we can see this, they already increased. They already ordered around 31,000 robotic unit. It's just in North America, alone. So of course, if you call, I don't have any statistic from the world, but I believe they have the same kind of the trend, in the in terms of the rise, robotics orders rise. Give me a few minutes. All right. So now, what's the problem that we face? The problem that we face, because as I mentioned, as an engineer, we like to solve the problem. So now, how this robotics engineer solve the problem? So the first problem we face is they have the critical and the dangerous job involved with disinfecting the hospital room between the patient. So how to get rid of this? So then we got like virus killing robot. It's been developed by the this robotics engineer, and this UV light, because this UV light is known to be effective against many viruses, so including coronavirus, and they use this virus killing robot, and by using this virus killing robot, it can cutting the cleaning times from 1 hour to 15 minutes. So by doing that, it can clean 4 times, compared to the capacity based on the human capacity. So this means for example, if you can done within 15 minutes, they can go to the other room. They can complete 4 rooms within 1 hour. And based on this the problem. Apart from that, they also use the same virus killing robot in order to clean this. One of it is already applied in London. International station in London, because the international station, one of the spot been that's the transmission spot. So here we have to heavily rely on the technologies to to get rid of the virus. So here, based on this technology, they can kill almost 100%, including the viruses as well as the bacteria, and within matters of the minutes, and disinfection a cleaning robot being applied in the same from the Europe and the UK. So rather than they transmit the virus, so they they use this a cleaning robot.
Okay, sorry, Bapak, 5 minutes for your presentation.
Oh, thank you very much for your reminder. Okay, and for example, the problem that we face about the exposure of the human of the health workers during this COVID. So we can use the robot in the front line. So they have for example, they can detect the body temperature. So and then they verify whether you are wearing a mask or not. So as well as to monitor vulnerable patient when they are doing the self-isolation, as well as how to limit the exposure of the care worker during COVID. Then they created this called companion robot, and they can do some social assistive. They can do some social service to this robot. For example, to become a companion, to improve in terms of the mental health as well as the loneliness they faced by the elderly people. So Okay, and of course, in-person delivery is not virus proof. So then we have the robot deliveries which been used. Okay, for example, to deliver the robot. So to make the payment, they can do that based on the contactless, what do you call it, payment using your smartphone, using your debit card or the credit card. And serving robot, okay, so the same, what do you call, based on the same problem, they have the serving robot to deliver the food. And we have the hotel room service robot, okay, and they can deliver the food for you, okay, and they call it, even they can carry the luggage up to 300 kilogram. So now, once, okay, then this is based on the, what you call, from this one of the paper, Los Angeles, what you call, Times. They say as the COVID-19 wanes, what you call, the employer are accelerating the use of the robot. So, and then they question, where does this leave workers? Okay, so in other words, where this, what you call, this worker want to get the job? So is it will replaced by the, what you call, robot? No, actually, not all the, what you call, work being will, what you call it, will be replaced by the, what you call, robot. There's some, what you call, they have to rely on the human interaction. So this, okay, but we can, in other words, we can have there's some room for the robot they can replace. Okay, this is, for example, in the new normal. And we can see, okay, I just would like to highlight, okay, based on this World Economic Forum, they say, okay, 50% of the employers plan to set up the automation. Automation means, okay, they involve the robot as well. So, okay, and they, okay, now, okay, for example, they use this robot in this pandemic, this post-pandemic world. For in the airport, rather than okay, they use the, what do you call it, human cleaner. They can replace with this. Okay, because of the impact is very, very high, so they can replace with the robot. Okay, and then they also use this what do you call, robot in the, what do you call, industry along with the human. So they just adding the robot in the assembly line. Okay. And then the third one is about the, what do you call, for example, they use for the like self-scanning, what do you call, a robot is called tele. Okay, and they can use within few, what do you call, few minutes, they can, what do you call, scan, what do you call, all the items, mainly for the inventory purpose. So then what do you call, for example, like we have like, big retail shop, for example, they can use the robot in order to, what do you call, clean. And okay, of course, they also, what do you call, use the robot in order to, what do you call, to measure the temperature and as well as to distribute the hand sanitizer as well. Okay, as a conclusion, because we run out of time, so as a conclusion, okay, there are many technology has been around for some time, but they are started, but by far more prominent role and will continue even after COVID. And this pandemic has created the sense of the urgency for the employer to invest in the technology like never before. Okay, so in other words, this is like we can see, okay, the number of, what do you call, robots being used. Okay, and clearly they are even faster accelerating, what do you call, digitalization and the robotic across the board. Okay, and the robot is a crucial during the pandemic to offset the labor shortage, and and I highly recommend, what do you call this, what do you call, companies can invest what do you call, in this, what do you call, technologies in future. So especially in the what do you call, in a hospital, okay, they could use more robots, okay, as the coronavirus has been able to infect many health care workers despite of the precaution they take. There's been, what do you call, take. So but we replace with the, what do you call, robot, we can get rid of all these things. So this is my, what do you call, as my conclusion. So what do you call, there's a lot of opportunities. What do you call it now? If you, what do you call it now? We can speed up, or we can invest so much in the robotics to help us in future. So with that, thank you very much. Okay, I hope on time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Professor, for sharing your amazing ideas in robots. It's truly amazing. Okay, it seems that there have been some questions and also comments in the chat box. The first question is from Endang Tri. Would you like to ask the questions in person, Bu Endang atau Mbak Endang? Okay. Could you push the raise hand button so that we can pin your video to our main monitor? Okay, Professor, there has been some questions here from Endang. Yeah, robots make human work easier, but what are the dangers of robots?
What are danger of the robot? That's a really good question. The danger of the robot, we can from the two perspective. The danger that's mean maybe because of the safe mean, or another one danger because of that they can replace the human. What do you call it? Okay, in the job. So the first one about the safety. We got danger. What do you call it? Okay, apart from this cobot, okay, we have to make sure the robot. We should have the like gap between the human and robot. So, but if a cobot seems they already equipped with the very good sensor, they can detect the force. They have the like force sensor. They got a vision sensor. They got many sensors in order to detect the humans whether this is really what do you call a kind of the touch they want or unintentional what do you call touch. So all these things they can differentiate based on this AI. But for the normal robot, okay, it's not the cobot. This means we have to make sure that we should have the gap between the human and robot. That's about the safety. Another one, the danger is because the robot also can replace the human worker, but only in the 4 area. Normally, the robot will replace the human worker in the dangerous job, dangerous task. The second one is about in the dirty task. The third one is more a kind of dangerous, they call dirty. The third one is about about like dexterous. I mean, what do you call it? A kind of like it's a very small amount of the movement that we need or slow movement that we have to do, so we can replace that one. It's called diligent. Sorry, it's called diligent robot. They call robot. Another one I forgot to again. Anyway, so this is the what do you call the area we can replace the robot in this what do you call on this aspect. Okay.
Okay, so there has been some prevention measure in terms of using robots in our activities, Professor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Okay. Yes, and then last comment. This is from Bu Landry. Would you like to share your comment in person, Ibu?
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Babul.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
What a wonderful presentation. I
Thank
just
you.
thinking spontaneously that we know together, like Indonesia is entering the Industrial Revolution 4.0 with smart technology exactly. Related to this, I read a data article which stated that Indonesia will experience a demographic bonus in 2030.
2013. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, demographic bonus in the sense that Indonesia will have a much more labor supply than in previous years. Then there is the discourse that the Industrial Revolution 4.0 will replace many jobs, especially jobs that are low skill or do not require special skills, and manual jobs that are replaced by machines or artificial intelligence. So my question is, my question are, it's more than one. My question are, how do we respond to this? Because considering the user of modern technology in Indonesia has not been evenly distributed. Meanwhile, unemployment and poverty in Indonesia are still serious issues. So I just need your opinion about this. Thank you, Prof. Babul.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, mashallah. Very good question. Okay, okay. What do you call first of all, I don't have any what do you call to be honest, I don't have very what do you call the solution. There's not the simple solution to overcome this problem. But I just would like to highlight how this technology, of course, this technology, as you mentioned just now, it just replaced the labor worker. But okay, like repetitive tasks, all these things. So, but this technology also create the jobs. For example, in the case of the robots, just have a look, just a robot. For example, a robot, this is a robot. And okay, just consider as a robot. So now, to fabricate this robot, we need many employers. As well as okay, apart from this, okay, once we have done, okay, once the robot is done, now we need the robot engineers to take care of this robot. We need the robot, in other words, a programmer to program this robot. So we need the robot technician. If you got anything going wrong, so we need the the technician to overcome it. We need the robot lecturer to educate the people. So in other words, this technology, of course, replace the human workers, but okay, bear in mind this technology also creates new job, and which is this job cannot be replaced by the other technologies. That means we need the human interaction, human involvement. So in other words, what we replace is just a repetitive task, dirty task, or dangerous task. But all these other tasks, we can in other words, we still need the human being. And regarding the poverty, okay, we just make dua so to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to to expand our risk, okay, to make sure that we can get a better in future. But I believe if you have very smart kind of the management in terms of the financial, actually normally the problem is the how we manage the wealth. If we can manage the wealth in the nice manner, whatever that we have, we can spread to other people. Whoever the rich people, they can support the poor people, family poor people. Then we can overcome this poverty. And that's why in Islam they have like one of the pillar in Islam is called a zakat. It's a compulsory sedekah. So we have to give. If we got 40, one we have to give to the other people. This means 1 of 40 we have to give to other people. In other words, 2.5% we have to donate to other people. It's not our money. We have to give to somebody. If everybody implement this thing, I believe we can get rid of this poverty, inshallah.
Okay, thank you, Professor, and thank you, Bu Landry, for the comments. So, Bapak Ibu panelists and fellow audience, it has been a nice presentation and discussion. So sorry to cut the discussion until this because it's a time limitation. So finally, we come to the end of the plenary session, and again, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude for all panelists, Professor His, for the active participation and contribution. Okay, thank you very much. But I think we still kindly ask you to remain in this virtual meeting, panelists. Yeah, I think Bu Landry has to do a few things. Okay, Bu Landry, I think the monitor is yours now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Bu Laksmi. Okay,
Suaranya mute, Bu. Suaranya belum ada.
Speaker is mute.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, well, thank you for our keynote speakers and our moderator, Bu Laksmi, for the very interesting discussion. Also, thank you for the question for all participants. And now we are going to give the token of appreciation. So we would like to invite again Dr. Imam Ghazali for giving token by virtual.
Okay, is it my terms? Okay. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Babul, Salam. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. And on behalf of the Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, we awarded this certificate as our highest appreciations for your participations in this event. Thank you very much, and hope that this will be the end of my talk.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Hisbany. Also, we on behalf of the Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa, we award this certificate as our highest appreciations for your participations and sharing ideas for this InCoTES. Hopefully, we'll see you again in other events in United in UST events. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih Pak.
Sama Bapak. Pak Irfan, I think this is our best appreciation for your sharing today. It's a very informative presentations. Mudah-mudahan nanti dilanjutkan lagi Pak Irfan ya. Terima kasih sama pimpinan, terima kasih sekali bersama LP3M kami terima kasih for all the plenary speakers. Thank you very much for all. Assalamualaikum.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Imam. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, now we will take a photo session. So we would like to ask all of you to turn on your camera and show your thumbs and don't be shy for smiling. Please activate the video screen as we will take some picture virtually. Maybe operator can help me for this session.
Okay, beforehand, Bulandri,
yes?
I think the token appreciation for Pak Babul.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, deeply sorry, Mr. Babul. Okay, the next, Mr. Imam, the screen is yours. I'm so sorry, big sorry. Yes.
Well, I did.
Yeah, he did. He did. He already. He did.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Proceed, Bulandri.
Sorry, Bulaksmi?
Please proceed.
Okay, we will appreciate all of keynote speaker for this conference to Mr. Babul, Mr. Hisbany, and Mr. Irfan. Thank you for your sharing and your material for us. Hopefully can useful for our activity.
Inshallah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, glad to see you. Yeah.
Inshallah. Can I leave now? Because I have to go to pray now. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, have a safe trip, Professor.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yes.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Mr. Imam. So next, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a photo session. So we would like to ask all of you to turn your camera and show your thumbs. And maybe the committee will take some picture virtually. Okay. Turn on your camera, please. Who can help me? Mr. Nurkolis? Or somebody else?
Okay.
Okay.
Set one, please. Please keep smiling. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thumbs up, thumbs up.
And then next, and slide 2, second slide. 1, 2, 3. Please keep your thumb and smile. Okay. Okay, and then the third slide, please. 1, 2, 3. And the last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Done.
Okay, it's already done. It's already done, Mr. Nurkolis. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently approaching to the end on the InCoTES 2021. Now we are going to parallel session, so please enjoy the discussion on your meeting rooms. So Zoom meeting rooms are divided until 5 rooms. Okay, so please be note and check your own room and prepare the material for discussion. So for your information, after you are joining in Zoom meeting room, so you don't need to go back to the main Zoom room, because when you are joining in each Zoom rooms, you will be guided by your moderator and as well as closing the parallel session event. So before I end, once again, I would like to inform you the following matters. The parallel session is organized into 5 Zoom meeting rooms with 3 until 5 papers presented. Depends on each room, okay? And the operator will group the participant based on the participants' number. The parallel session rules will be informed by the parallel moderators. So for further information, please read the InCoTES Handbook 2021. Maybe the committee will share on the chat box or maybe on the WhatsApp group, and maybe they can share it on the chat room, yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for joining this international conference. Even though it is done by virtual, it doesn't make our spirit decrease. As the master of ceremony, I say thanks to all keynote speakers, leaders of Universitas Sarjanawiyata Tamansiswa Yogyakarta, Indonesia, the committee, all presenters and participants, and may what we had conducted will be useful for us. I am Epsilandri Septiarini. I'm sorry for some mistakes. Please enjoy your next parallel session, and we are looking forward to seeing you again on the 4th InCoTES 2022. Good morning, everyone. Stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you.